Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Hello Nali, how are you? And Zainab, how are you? Good morning, good evening, wherever you may be. It's 8 a.m. Saturday morning for me, but I know for many of you it's in the evening, so welcome. How are we all doing on this lovely day? We're getting closer to Halloween. It's getting a little bit darker, a little bit spookier. What have you both been up to? You're number one? Well, you just reminded me I need to open up the queue now that we've gone live. Feeding your face with 1 a.m. Thai food. Oh, I love Thai food. Absolutely. What are you actually having? It's 3 a.m. here. Can you not sleep? Whereabouts are you, Zane? That it's 3 a.m. And Nali, adore Thai food. It's 3 a.m. too, Hilalan. Thai red curry with coconut rice and beef pad Thai. Oh, I like the green Thai curry a lot. Absolutely. Oh God, it reminds me of being back in Asia. I loved it. You're in Saudi Arabia. Wow. One place I've never been to. Was invited by the Crown Prince, but never got to make the trip. Wish I'd gone now. Yeah, I used to be a world-class masseuse and was invited by the Crown Prince to go and be there for 6 months as a private masseuse. But the clinic I ran, I couldn't actually do that. It was a very tempting offer though, very tempting offer. But I'm afraid one of the few ladies that probably had to turn the Thai Prince down, the Crown Prince down, but yeah. Oh, see, now I'm going to be thinking, Nali, all day of Thai food. It'll be in my head, Thai food. No, don't be sorry. There is nothing to be sorry. I did ask. But you know, there are just some foods that kind of get in your head and you taste them straight away. Thai curry, absolutely. I should travel. I should. It's. Hello, Phoenix Rose. How are you? Welcome to the channel again. We're finding out what time it is for everybody, and for a lot of them, it's between 1 and 3 a.m. in the morning. What time is it for you, Phoenix Rose? It's 8 a.m. here for me. 3 a.m. for Loveland and a few of the others. So I can't thank you enough for actually, tuning into the channel at 3 a.m. when most people are sleeping and dreaming of skulls and crossbones and bats and spiders. Oh, Christina, how are you? You finally caught a live stream, 8 p.m. Lovely to see you. Terrific. I'm so glad you made it. Thank you. It's a little bit different to doing a normal event. I'm so glad you told me, Christina. I really am. Yeah. I've had quite a few of the Facebook Tarot group drop in, and it's been wonderful. It's really been wonderful. So for those of you that are new into the channel, when you've been here about 5-10 minutes, you've earned enough in channel currency, which we call pentacles, obviously, resources, tarot reader. We have pentacles, and it costs 10 pentacles to have a free live tarot reading. Thank you. It's every day we're adding something right up to Halloween. So we started with all of Ciro Marchetti's decks about 8 days ago, and over each time I've reduced by 1 till we're bringing in all our Halloween decks. There's a couple more to add to this, so it will change again. Some of these will go, others will be added too. Extra things coming to the table. So every day, and I'm changing. I feel sleepy, but this chance can't miss. Well, Zane, if you want to go top of the list because you're tired, put in exclamation join, and that will get you first up on the readings. So once you have 10 pentacles, you're able to get a free reading, or you can press the follow button, and that I think gives you 30, the mod will tell you. So that should tell you, is it pentacles or coins they have to put in, Anna, to find out how many I coins? Yeah, that's fine. So if you haven't actually got any coins yet, then you can either press the follow button to get coins straight away, or about 10 minutes, and it's exclamation join, Zane. So do the exclamation first and then join. It's like, yeah. Thank you, Lun Lun. Can tell you're a mod. You're so great in chat. Thank you so much. Absolutely. So that means you're very ahead of the queue. You're the first up. Yeah, I think he was, absolutely, and had to go. So we will make sure that that's done. So what I'm going to do is, although I'll chat about some other things, because it's actually very early in the morning, we're going to move our lovely skull here. He's just going to go on the side. He's not going too far away. He's still here. But what I am going to do is I'm going to give... You can join now. You've actually joined, Zane. I will just double check. Yeah. Zane, I'm going to read for you straight away, because I've actually taken you on as the next reader. So the queue is now clear. I'm going to read for Zane now. So if anybody else wants to join, then please put exclamation join, or check exclamation coins if you want to see you've got more than 10 pentacles so that you can join the queue. Or if you don't want to wait the 10 minutes so you can join the queue straight away, press the follow button and that gives you 30 pentacles straight away. So Zane, going to read for you right now, because I know you're sleepy. It's 3 a.m. so that you can actually grab some shut-eye. So which deck would you like to choose? Do you want the Tarot Apocalypsis, the Wizard's Tarot, the Dreams of Gaia, the Crow Tarot, the Oracles of the Dragon Fae, the Zombie Tarot, or our new deck for today is the Favoli Tarot by Victoria Francis. So that's the new deck we've added in, and that actually was gifted to me by my daughter-in-law Liz, who is the most gorgeous goth you've ever seen, and she gifted that one to me. So Zane, if you can pick a deck, and the deck names are Serenity for the Apocalypse, Love for the Wizard's Tarot, Dream for the Dreams of Gaia, we have Believe for the Crow Tarot, you need Courage for the Zombie Tarot, and Hope for the Vivoli. So you can either pick it on the name, the picture, or the word that resonates to you for you to pick a deck. The Dreams of I Don't Know, the Dreams of Gaia, it's been around for a few years. This is actually one of the first. This is the first edition. So you can either have that one. So it's the Dreams of Gaia, it's called. Though it's a tarot deck, it's got extra cards in the major arcana, and the suits are number 3. You want the Dreams of Gaia? It's a beautiful deck. The Dreams of Gaia, the suits don't follow the same as the normal, where it's the swords and wands and cups and pentacles. It's the elements, so it's water, earth, air and fire. They have court cards, but they have a king and queen and 2 others that are there as more helpers and overseers of the suit, and almost like an aid to the king and queen. So there's still 4 courts, but they're called by different names apart from the king and queen. And it's set out fairly differently. There's 25 majors. There's the first card, which is a 0 card, and then the next 8 are 8 archetypes, and the next ones are the reason for being, and the next 8 are almost the influences, that outside influences that affect our lives. So it's a very different deck, but it reads beautifully. Now Zane, would you like a general reading, or do you have a specific question in mind? You can either put general, or you can write your specific question. That's entirely up to you. I don't know if I'll be here this week to wish you happy Halloween, so I'll do it now. I really enjoy your stream. I hope I can watch you more in the near future. I just wanted to wish you much love, and I'm grateful for all you do. Oh, Loveland, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I love having you in channel, and as you know, this channel's open so that other tarot readers, if they're in chat and they notice something, I don't mind if you have a question, Zane, if you'd like to type that in chat for me, the question. I don't mind if they add something to the reading, because it's an interactive chat. And as I've said to you, although I've been reading for 45 years, other readers see things in a different way. Every reader does. So if you can add something to the layers of the reading, I have no problem with that. I really don't, because I think we're all here to learn from each other, and it's a great experience for everybody in chat to be able to add their knowledge, or to learn something, or to give something. Why is my camera doing that? Back again. That's a lovely thing. I appreciate your way of thinking. Thank you, Lana. I come from a science background where collaboration and helping each other up, where we all learn because others have gone before us. And in the scientific world, it's you climb upon the shoulders of others. Zane, you can have a question. If you have a question for the reading, if you can actually type the question in the chat, and then I can get the cards to answer that question. Unless you have a different question that you need to ask me before I put the cards out. But if you can give me the question, and then I can put the cards down and do your reading. But Lanlan, you know the video's always here to watch, and I'm in the process of setting up a YouTube channel. Actually, they got loaded up to my normal. She asked, what is your question? I need to know what your question is, Zane. I know you have a question. I read tarot. I'm not a psychic, so unless you put your question down, I don't know what the question is. So if you can tell me what the question is that you want the tarot cards to read. Oh, will I have my money from college when I go to the bank this week? So it's a financial question. Will you have the resources for college? Okay. And all I can say is the cards will give you an answer, but you must remember that there is free will and free choice. And we're also in the shadow of Mercury retrograde. So sometimes things that we want to happen can take a little bit of extra time, and there can be communication or miscommunication. So if you've put all your paperwork in and everything's correct, there might be something there. So we'll see what the cards will say. But in Mercury retrograde season, sometimes things don't always go as planned, but we'll see what the cards say. So we're asking whether Zane will have the resources that he requires to go to college. And because it's a resource question and we have the pentacle, we're going to put an extra card there and the shadow card underneath. This is one of the archetypes. You're very welcome. This is the youth, and I'd say this absolutely is you, Zane, because this is the youth. This is the third of the archetypes, and it is the male youth, the male young person. So it doesn't matter what your gender is, but this is a youth. So because you're going to college, we're going to take this as almost like it's your significator. You can see he's starting something very new. He also has the wolf beside him, and the wolf here is his protector, his guide, someone that walks with him all the time. So although he's out in the wilderness and he might feel that he's on his own, and when you're going to college, it's a whole new experience. Sometimes we have to leave our home and go to a new city or a new place, meet new people. It's a whole new way of life. It's the start of the next stage of our life, becoming that transition from a student from high school going into college and then joining the real world of working. So this is the start of your new journey. And this particular one is saying, although you feel that you're out in the wilderness and you might feel all alone, and that it's a lot to take on, a lot of new responsibilities of taking care of yourself, and you may have had parents who, made sure there was food in the house and clean clothes were there, and you were taken here, there and everywhere. Now you've got to find your own transport and look after yourself and clean your room and do your washing and sort out your food and your finances with the bank and your timetable and all the resources and books and everything you need, and meet new people. But this is a great card. This is saying you have everything you need and you actually have a protector there beside you. So don't fear college, enjoy college, and know you have all the support you need in your new journey going to college. So now we're going to read the cards for you. And if there's anything you need clarification on, or if something resonates, you can put yes in chat or explain a little bit more to me. Okay? Because I know I read for a lot of people and it's their very first tarot reading. So if you're not sure what's going on, just tell me and I'll answer your questions, okay? Because this reading is for you. All right? So the very first card we have set up here is perception. Now this is one of the major arcana, and it seems very dark, but actually what it's saying is sometimes our perceptions of a situation aren't exactly always on point. We can perceive a situation, and sometimes we're adding, it resonates, that's good. It's adding darkness to the perception because it's our fears coming through, and we're more afraid in our perception and what we're seeing than what actually is true. So you see the sword there. Now, sword has two edges. One can be the negative and one can be the positive. And you see there's a lot of darkness. And quite often our perception is, as I said, we shadow our perception with all the things we know can go wrong. And especially when we're in Mercury retrograde, can't speak, and in Scorpio season where things are dark, deep and intense. So this card's very appropriate. But you'll notice there is a lot of light here, and the light up here in the crown. This is saying, open up your mind and realize that actually there's a lot of light around you. There's a lot of positivity. What you have to do is take those positive thoughts and shine the light and bring that all up so your perceptions and your expectations are more real. So there is probably a very good expectation that your money will be in college, your money from college will be in the bank next week if you followed all the paperwork and you filled it all in, gave them all the data they wanted and any of the extra paperwork that you might have needed for that. I've been through university or college, and the paperwork for getting the grants and the money through for living in college can seem endless, and they always want your student ID and sometimes your passport or your visas, or they want your bank account numbers and your address and all your contacts and someone else, and all that paperwork, it has to go through so many different phases. But 9 times out of 10, if you've put all the paperwork in correctly and you've done it in the time frame, they know what they're doing for the start of the college year, or when it comes through at the different times of the year to pay for your living expenses or your books or your grant money. They're very good at getting it through. Okay, so hello Choc Milk Monster, welcome to the channel. How are you? Good to see you. We're just starting a reading for Zane. So Zane, and you can receive a reading. The mod will put in chat how you can receive a reading. I'm just doing a reading for Zane at the moment, so the mod will let you know what you need to do, okay? And the queue is open for those that want a reading. Hi Nanny, hello Katie. I don't know whether she's watching, this might be a little bit dark for Katie. But hello Katie. Katie, Chocolate Monster is my son, and I'm the nanny to Katie and to Scarlett. They're two lovely daughters, and I have 5 other grandchildren, but they live not too far away in Adelaide, so it's lovely when they pop in channel and say hello. And I'll make sure I'll be ringing up tomorrow, so I'll give you time I'm ringing up so I can chat to the children tomorrow on the phone, okay? So that she can get to see Nanny, not when she's all gothed up. And I hope Liz is seeing this. So, Zane, that's the first part. And I'm sure if you've got your paperwork in, Anna, are you able to put in the reading for Ion, how he can get a reading, please? Thank you. Second one we have is number 7, and you'll see the elemental sign there. This is the element of fire, and you'll see the eye there, the third eye. See, she's looking over the lotus, which is new beginnings and new growth, but she has a lot of intensity about her, and that's because fire as an element is new growth. It is allowing yourself to tap into your ambition, your passion, your drive to have action. So if you're starting college, this is telling you that you're going to have to harness your inner strength, your inner ambition. You are okay, fair enough, that is great. This will allow you, and this obviously resonates with you because of your star sign, is allowing you very much to take that drive and push it forward. So this obviously resonates. It's a 7. Sometimes that can mean we have to fight a little bit, and that we kind of think we've had the victory, we've got into college and everything else. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you for the follow. Thank you very much. That'll give you the pentacles you need. And you join. Thank you very much. You'll have your reading up when you're in the queue, and it's your turn. I'm not sure how many are in the queue now. So this is saying, even though you have the inner fire and the ambition and the drive, there's still going to be some hard work involved. It's not going to come easily. You've got to have that, but there's some work, and there might be some struggles. So don't think just because there's some struggles, and even if with your money going into the bank, if there's a little bit of a delay, don't get upset and angry about it. Ring the bank, ask them, have they got all your paperwork? It could very well be that maybe you didn't tick a box, or they're getting it through and they've just had so many college applications that they're still working through them, and it might be that yours is going through in that day and will be in your bank the following morning. So be prepared to ask questions and just check what's going on. But I know sometimes we can get a little bit fiery and we can kind of go in all guns blazing if there's money not in the bank and we want it there. But first off, go in calmly and ask the question, do you know why it's not there? And just backtrack the paperwork and make sure everybody did their part to get it in. And they might be able to tell you that it's coming in and it will be processed that day and it'll be in there in the morning. So just be aware. As I said, we are in Mercury retrograde and things can happen. Okay? You now have another elemental suit. This is the 9, and you'll see here this is the 9 of air. The air element normally corresponds to how we're thinking, our mind, our thoughts. and how we communicate those thoughts to other people. So coming on, yes, I was angry because of it today, but today you're fine. Then that's picked up on your angry energy, and this is because you're karma today, and this means because it's a 9, it's looking inside and understanding. If we corresponded this to the Hermit of like the major arcana, but also the 9 of Swords, it would be very much, it's all in your head, the angry thoughts and all the doubts about the delays of the money, and you have to let those go. And what this is saying is, third eye, acting more from here and the heart and spirit rather than the angry heart. So realizing that everybody's doing their best job that they can in the time frame they've got, and there's somebody in an office working on your paperwork, and they are working on it as hard as they can because they know that it's the busiest time of the year. It's a bit like there are 2 busy times of the year for people in offices. One is when there's new grants, new paperwork, and the start of a new financial year, and it's the end of a financial year when they've got to collate everything, and tax time. So when it's to do with finances, there's always more than one person involved. There's lots of people and lots of different departments doing it. So this is saying, if you ensure that your communication is open, your third chakra is open, and you're opening up and realizing that networking with everybody else and talking, you will get faster results. You won't get het up and angry and waste a lot of energy that you should be using on your communication and getting prepared for college. And that's what your mind has to be focused on now, is actually getting yourself focused and having everything ready for college and doing all of that, but in a way that is calm. Because if you do that, then you'll find things will go much more smoothly. But if you go in guns blazing, all fired up, quite often it immediately coins was my bad, that's okay. So that will give you a little bit more, okay? This one here, this is the 10 of air. So we've gone from the 9 to the 10. So that's saying when you start doing that, you go up to this other level, and you see the light there, the angel there. This is saying everything. It's a beautiful card. That's fine. I know you'll do all of that, and it is difficult, yeah. People say coins and pentacles and other variations, yeah. So this is saying when you step up, everything becomes clearer. And this is saying getting ready for college, your mental acuity, you need to get your head in the right space. You need to start realizing there's a lot more going on. You have a lot of guidance up here. You see all these beautiful, beautiful colors here of the angels, of all the people that are there. Yeah, analog, my mod is right. We've only been up and running for a month, and Anna is not only my mod, but she also streams 3 times a week herself. So there's times in between downtimes where she's working on different things. Ian, when it's your time, then we'll go into your question, okay? So from this, Zane, I want you, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. This is saying you've really got to now start focusing and getting your headspace right. I know you're very focused on the money, but you actually switch your focus now to getting yourself totally prepared, and make sure that you're asking all the right things with clarity and focus of what you have to do to be prepared for that first time you go into a lecture theatre and then you've got everything there. Make sure you have the map of the campus, make sure you have your timetable, make sure you have all your electives sorted. I know the very first time when you go in and you're trying to find your way from one class to another, and they're on the other side of campus and you don't know how to get there, and your timetable's not right, and I don't know why we've just lost the camera, we're having little things. So take a bigger overview of like, this is the 10, it's the end of the old cycle, it's the end of being in high school, you've got into college. You now have to have a much broader view, because no one's going to tell you where to be and when to be there. The lecturer turns up, they might have 600 students. If they see 50 in the class, they know there's 600 signed up. If only 50 turn up, they go, that's their problem. They've turned up and they've given the lecture. It's up to you to be there. It's up to you to make sure you have your lecture notes. It's up to you to make sure you've signed up for any labs, any extra classes. All those things are up to you. And that is the big leap going into college or university. It is all of a sudden, all of that onus is on you. There are places you can go to. There's always a student hub. There is always somewhere you can go to get help. There's always places you can sign up for courses to help you write papers, understand about plagiarism. The best advice I can give anybody going to university, go and check out the library. And if they have classes on how to use the library and how to use their database, do it. Because as you start getting assignments, understanding the library database is gold. You will not be able to get all your reading lists and find out all you have to do if you haven't made friends with the librarian. They are the best person in the world when you're going through a degree. Make friends with the librarian. Make sure you've got all your library card, everything sorted. Know how to use the photocopier. If you've got to photocopy stuff, know how to use the internet system. And the library is the place where all those classes are held. Spend a few hours in there getting to know where the stacks are for all your books, for all your subjects. It will save you time when an assignment's out and there are 300 people and they all want the same 50 books that are on the shelf. You've got to learn how to pre-order them, make sure you're the one that gets them. Okay? This is from someone who's done several degrees, been at several different universities. The library is key. Our hidden card. This is the journey. This is one of the areas of our life that this is saying again, like the expectation here, the perception. We kind of know what's ahead of us and what's going on, but this is letting you know that you are definitely starting the biggest journey of your life, because this going to college and your new degree, can you tell us what degree you're taking? We have lots of new students and lots of people at different levels of doing different courses at college and university around the world, and it's been really interesting keeping up with what they're all doing. Some are starting, some are halfway through, some are doing finals. But this is saying there's a light there, definitely, and you have, as you had here, lots of people beside you helping you, but it's your journey to take English language, okay? So the library is going to be very key for you. Very key. This journey is yours to take, and there will be times where you feel you're faltering on your journey, or that there are other pathways that you might take. You might go through and want to change an elective. You might find that this actually, you want to switch it in exactly what you're doing. So the pathways are behind, the doorway's open. Everything here is telling you that don't feel, even though you've signed on to do a particular degree or a particular elective, there's always a time to change. So if it's not working for you, know that you always have the ability to change your path. I know people that have started out in one degree and at the end of the first semester have gone back to the advisors and said, it's okay, but it's not what I thought it was going to be. It's not going to give me what I want, and you can change because those credits count. So If you've done it and it's absolutely great and you want to expand it, because there's always a way of adding a different major. You can change it when you have your scholarship. What do you want to change it to? And that's a good thing. You get enrolled in what you can get into, because you know that once you're in there and you have your scholarship, you can change your major, you can change your degree. Once you've got that scholarship, then you can make those other decisions. So what are you're enrolled in English language, you still don't know. Okay. Well, in that case, this journey is telling you, do some research. Have a think about what it is, where your end game is, and work back. What is it you want to do? Or in your first year, you can take lots of different subjects, and then the second year you can be actually changed. You're going to get all the grounding in those and then decide. But if you're doing an arts degree, there's lots of different art subjects that you can take. So have a look and talk to the advisors on what it is where you want to go, because they will advise you. So this journey, you're at the beginning, but all of this is there's lots of people who will help you. We use tarot to engage life, and this has been a very practical reading because it's engaging you with the tarot to understand that going to university, college, there are lots of practical decisions you have to make that impact your life. But there are a lot of people out there who have an incredible amount of experience, understanding, and knowledge, and it's their job to guide you through, and they will do exactly that. I know when I did my science degree, I didn't want to take any art subjects at all, so I had pure science subjects, and the advisor said to me, take one art subject, because if you want to swap to a science, from an art to an arts degree, if you haven't done an art subject, you won't be able to swap. So I took sociology, and at the end of the first year I was offered honours in the only art subject I was given. I went, I want to be a scientist, I don't want to be a sociologist. But that gave me a great grounding for other areas. So if you're taking an all arts degree, throw in a science. Give yourself the opportunity that if something changes, and a lot of people take psychology because it opens up the doors to lots of other areas as well. So have a chat to the advisors, but this is using tarot to engage your life, not escape it. And that's saying, I've lived my life with tarot for 45 years. I was living that, but I didn't know the saying. And that saying comes from Marcus Katz from the Tarot Professionals Facebook group. And I always say it because it is the best advice I can give. That from a tarot reading, it's used to engage our life, not escape it. And it makes the difference because it gives practical reasoning. Okay? So has that helped? And come back in the channel and let us know exactly how things are going, because we're interested. I'd like to know. And you're very welcome. You're very welcome indeed. Yeah, we like to see you come back, and we're following quite a few now in cosmetology, and it resonates 100%. Thank you. Thank you. If you like the reading, two things. One, you can always follow, which helps. But click the notifications because that tells you when I'm online. And if you follow on Twitter, that will tell you when I'm actually going live. But if you also go to the website, it will give you my email. And if you would like to leave a review of the reading and email it to vera@tarotdna.com. As I said, the email's there on the website. Then I'll put that on my website. And I also ask if you'd like to give me a review, a star rating out of 5, and whether you'd recommend me for somebody else. Because lots of people go to my website and then come here, and then some come here on this channel, then go to the website. So I'd really appreciate that if you could. Thank you very much. It took the pentacles from iron but didn't add them. Zero on the cube went this Aleph energy. I want this. Yeah, absolutely. Loving the energy like always. Hello Sharon, how are you? I think it's pronounced anonymous. Oh, yes. An anonymous. That's very clever. Because on the... I have Loveland. I have Loveland. Gnarly. Anonymous. And then I'm assuming... Sharon. Okay. Loveland, you're up next, so I'm just going to put that on there so it brings up who is... Pick the next. Hello. Loveland, you're up now, so if you would like to pick a deck. It's Loveland, Gnarly, Anonymous, and then Showan. So I know you're in chat, Loveland. The Crow Tarot. Okay. We love the Crow Tarot. Do you want the pentacle left in the middle for a card? Or do you want it taken away? I put it in last time because it was a financial question. Yes, why not? Okay. We'll have the energy of all the elements and the spirit. Why not for the pentacle? Do you have a question or do you want a general reading with the Crow Tarot? And remembering the Crow Tarot reads incredibly blunt. The beaks and the claws, they get right to the core of the question. And if it's a general reading, they bring things up. A general one, since my life is all over the place. I can understand that. I can understand that. Well, what we'll do is we'll bring the obsidian in and we'll just allow it to give you a little bit of grounding. I want to know what I need to know now. Does that sound weird? No. That's exactly what the tarot is for. It's when we don't have direction and we want to have some direction, then it works really, really well to give us that direction, especially, as I know I keep saying it, but we are in the shadow of Mercury retrograde, which goes retrograde on Halloween, and we're in Scorpio season, which is deep diving, and a lot of people are in flux because we're changing. We have the moon in Virgo at the moment, which is making us want to clear things out, be analytical, find out where we're going, and when we don't have that, it then makes us go, I need to know, and I need to know now, because Virgo's like control. Hey, HT Thomas, how are you? Lovely to see you back in the channel. And for those of you that keep coming back, you can see we're adding. I'm really, really good. Really good. This is the first time I've ever done like real Halloween-y stuff, and I'm loving it. And my friends and family will tell you, I never wear black like this. I'm actually quite getting into the gothy makeup. My daughter-in-law will be so impressed, who is a goth, and I wish now she was here to do my eye makeup because she's brilliant at it. But she gifted me this beautiful Favoli tarot. Loving the necklace. Yes, as I said, I don't normally do black. I used to, but yeah. So we're right into the black nail polish, and even the lips have got a little bit of black is elegant, black is power. It is. I had my colours done and told I should never wear black. And I used to wear black, red and white all the time. So yes, we're We're definitely in full-on black Halloween. And as we get to Halloween, it's getting dark, and there is a huge reveal for Halloween, which I think you're all going to love. It's something I've never ever done before, so yeah. I will say one thing though, it is not a tattoo. I have a high pain threshold, but I'm as cowardly as it comes when it comes to having a tattoo. I admire people who have them. My daughter and my son have them, and my daughter's tattoos are incredible. I love them, but I don't have the courage to have a tattoo, not even a little one. So the reveal will not be a tattoo because I'm not that brave. I'll do most other things, but that, no. So, Lun Lun, you need to know what I need to know, and I need to know it now. So Crow, are you ready? Love Lun needs to know what she needs to know. She needs to know it now. Okay, so I have news. I did pick a card with a few friends. One girl pulled the Empress. I was like, oh girl, I believe that's pregnant. She was like, what? Guess what she said to me today? She's pregnant. Oh, that is beautiful. Yeah, the Empress card is very much the pregnancy card. That's brilliant. Well done, HT. You're doing really, really well. Yeah, I've never had the desire to be punctured multiple times while this link's to my skin. No, it just... I don't have a fear of needles or anything like that, but... hello, Roxy. Yeah, it's the cat. Hello, darling. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. I am it's okay, I'm not offended. They always call me... Oh, sorry, Lun Lun. I didn't realise. So it's okay, just wanted to let you know. I don't want to be asleep. No, absolutely. Thank you for telling me that thank you. Oh, I know you want, excuse me. She just wants to be in everything because she's loving the setup. And the more that goes on here, it's just like, oh, it's all for me to play. Look, I just want to be here. Hello, Roxy. Oh, I love looking at other people's. And yeah, because the cat's also, she's been on the chair, nudging the table. So, I love you, Roxy. And the boy in the corner strolling off, yeah. Roxy's just, the more I put on the table, the more Roxy's going, this is more for me to play with. And I have a chair, and she sits on that side of the table, and then she just nudges the things that are there. I come in the morning, and there's little things all over the table. No, I'm not against tattoos. I think they're great. I love when other people have them. Say, oh, I want to see it. Fascinated by them. Just totally scared to have one of my own. Totally scared. But yeah, that's Roxy. She will come up and say hello all the time, and Ollie, her brother. So Lovelun, you have the 8 of Wands for the Crows. And as you know in the normal tarot, this is fast messages coming along. So what you need to know now is that keep a lookout in your texts, your emails, your social media, your inbox, the letterbox, intranet at work, anywhere you get messages from other people, the people you know, networking. Look out for signs, look out for symbols, because there's a lot of things coming into you right now. And I know everybody loves my necklace. I love statement necklaces, so I do tend to go a little bit all out with them. Hello, Senpai, how are you? And some of you'll notice that people call me Mummalog. That's because in Anna's channel, because they actually, Senpai was the one who nicknamed me Mummalog, because I'm Analog's mother, so I'm Mummalog. So Lun Lun, the 8 of Wands is messages coming in hot, thick and fast for you. So look out for them, because they may make a huge difference. I found a few stones to help protect empaths and grounding, so I'm going to get those soon. That is great. Which stones did you find out to use, and what are you getting? I know I use obsidian and tourmaline and hematite around here a lot, but as I said, I'm intuitive, but I'm not, and I ground things, but I'm not what people would call an empath. I'm not. Black tourmaline, yeah. I have a tourmaline here, a small one, and I know hematite is another good one. But as you can see here, I have the big obsidian as well that I use. Rose quartz obsidian, I forgot the name of the last one, but it looks silver. Sometimes it's the hematite and it comes like a black silver. So this is all the ones here are obsidian. That's my big obsidian wand. And it really is, that's the size of the candle. And it's this obsidian, yeah, this is obsidian. All of these small ones are, but that's the big obsidian I have. So that's the underlayer. What's crossing you at the moment, Lun Lun, so that you're actually not quite sure what's going on, is the Six of Swords. You've been in a troubled situation and you want to leave that troubled situation. Lun Lun's all over the place, the universe, let's overwhelm him more. I love the universe. Oh, very clever, very clever. Yeah, absolutely. But the messages that are overwhelming are actually there to help you, and they're here to guide you. They're not to overwhelm you, but I shouldn't laugh, but that was actually very clever. I like that. And you picked a crow, which is the obsidian as well. So it's, look at that. You can't get much better. So the Six of Swords here is, you can see the turbulence in the picture. And that's probably what you're feeling. You're all over the place. The cat was here. Don't call it back. Because she was just here and she's been into everything. She keeps clawing at the skull. And big boy Ollie. And we are trying to come to the calmer water. He just walks past. Rossy's the one that goes over the table. Yeah. He just walks behind me and goes everywhere, and then all of a sudden, Roxy will just, yeah. Roxy gets on the table, Ollie walks past. So, yeah, when he's down there, I can't see him, you can see him on the camera, I can't see him, he's out of my view. So Lun Lun, everything that feels overwhelming and is in flux at the moment, it will calm down, but we're in an astrological state of flux, and there's lots of people who are feeling that everything about their life is all over the place. And it's like that for a reason, because it's allowing us to take stock of things that no longer serve us, what we do need and what we don't need. And it is a great time this next month until the first week in December to reevaluate everything that's going on in your life and decide what is worth keeping and what isn't. This is a great time when people declutter their life, because it helps. You declutter your environment and your home and your workspace and your study space. It helps declutter your mind. You feel settled and rested. And I will tell you, I hate things if they're not in the right place. I'm not OCD. A lot of stress plus the eviction and the sensory overload I'm going through, everything annoys me and gets me angry. And I just want to focus on studying more of tarot thingies and other things that make me happy. I can understand. And when you've had a lot of stress, it's everything in your life goes upside down. I can relate to that. Once you are able to focus on the important things in your life, of making sure you're in a stable home, somewhere that you know that you can stay, then you can start looking at the other things. And I know you want to study more in your tarot and all the other things that are there. And it's really hard when you've gone through so much, and being evicted from a place, that's a big deal. You know, when you lose the roof over your head, everything else fades into the background. It's like, I have to find a place to live. And even when we're staying with friends and we've kind of got somewhere temporary, it's that big stability, that big thing in our life. We want a place that we know, that we close the door and we can breathe that sigh of relief and go, I'm safe, I'm here, it's mine. Even if we're renting, even if it's in a bedsit and it's a room, but we know it's ours and we're safe and we've got that there. Life can get overwhelming, it really can. I'm just sad because my parents think they're responsible. While they did the best, they feel guilty, but I know everything will work out. A great opportunity has come up anyway, so I'm not worried. I'm really glad. Parents do take on a lot of guilt because we feel we need to be there to support our children, and sometimes in circumstances, I know our family went through a very bad time, and because of that, Anna lost the place she was living, and I felt very guilty because of that and very responsible. So I can understand exactly what your parents are going through, because even when our children are adults, we still feel a responsibility, and if we can't help them through the really bad times, we feel we've let them down. So, but we also know that it's how you guys get to stand on your own feet, and if you've got a great opportunity, that's great. Let's see what the cards say. The Ace of Wands, sorry, the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is a new thought, a new beginning. It was reversed. So what that's saying is there are some new things on the way, but the timing at the moment isn't quite right. So the opportunity has come up, so you're not worried. It may still be there, but it might, because of the Mercury retrograde, it might be a little bit delayed. So don't sort of think, oh, it's not going to come. It might just be that that's one of the messages, that the opportunity's there, but they might say, yeah, you can take up this offer, but it might not be till a little bit later. So you might need to do something temporary in the interim. Okay, so don't be surprised, because a lot of that's happening because of, say, it's Mercury retrograde, it's Scorpio season, and sometimes even with the best laid of plans and the greatest of intentions, things happen in other people's lives, and that impacts you as well, especially when it's jobs and living situations, all those things. Everything at the moment just has an air of waiting. It's almost there, but it's not quite there. You are getting a lot of wands coming through, which is great. This is telling you here that it's almost like rungs in the ladder, and he's there and he's going, I'm really working my way up. There's 3 different rungs here of opportunity coming to you. You're deciding which ones you want. This is allowing you to see exactly what is going on. It's in the pillars there. There's some stability and grounding. They're quite solid. The floor here is all jeweled. They're starting to come up. You see the star up there and the clouds? The clouds are coming through, the grey skies are clearing, and there is guidance there. So the opportunity is coming. Don't lose hope. There is a lot of positivity coming through. And we have the King of Pentacles. Now, you don't get much better than that. That makes me happy. That would make anybody happy. So, financially, things are going to work out. And you see that star? Look at that. See the little star? Look how much he's grown. Isn't that amazing? Really, really gone well. And it matches. Look at that. Look at that. I think we're going to put those underneath. And we're going to put the big King of Pentacles right there. Because that's exactly what that Pentacle's for. The King, you are going to have all that you need. You are going to be master of your finances, of your resources, your home situation, the opportunities that are coming to you. All those messages and you working things through, climbing that ladder, you know that that ladder is leading to you becoming the King of Pentacles. Everything is going to be fine. And I'm glad you're not worried, because the universe has got your back. And so have we. Couldn't ask for a better card. Strength. Infinity. The crow is on there, but the lion, look at all the beautiful flowers around him. The crow's been able to put on that lay around the lion. It does mean a lot, thank you. You have the strength, you have the inner strength. So no matter that you've had the eviction and the stress and all the sensory overload and everything that's annoying you and you're finding difficult, you are getting through because you have the inner strength and the capacity to get through that. It's very hard as an empath because I know you take it on board very strongly, but you're learning how to control that. You're starting to get the crystals, you'll start to do some of the meditations, you'll start to get to that point where you're able to understand how to control it and shut those feelings off so it doesn't get hold of you internally and you feel, this is too much. I don't know, I think actually you're right, you got this, because I think Loveland actually has it in the strength, and he uses his solar plexus. I think he uses his gut a lot. And I think actually, HT Thomas, you were right on. I know you meant you got this. I will prove anxiety wrong. Absolutely. And I think, Lun, that solar plexus, I think relying on your gut, and I know sometimes that can get overwhelmed as an empath, but it can also be your greatest power. It is your power source. And once you learn to control it and realize what shouldn't go in there, I think actually your gut, and HT Thomas, exactly the right word, you got this. Your solar plexus right here, citrine, anything yellow. Actually, that's very helpful. I think I should listen to my intuition more. I think you should. I think actually your solar plexus here, they call it your breadbasket because they say, oh, I've got to hit here. But you know, sometimes when someone will say something to you, a word or an emotion, and you go, oh, it got me right here. That's your solar plexus, that's your gut. And that's where as an empath, it's almost like someone goes, oh, and you go, that just really got me. I'm sure I'm starting to, my husband calls it my spidey sense. Ain't nothing wrong with spideys and a spidey sense at all. I have very strong intuition, and I'm not an empath and I'm not a psychic, but I do have, thank you Senpai, but I do have very, very strong intuition, and my spidey sense, can you see my spidey sense? My spidey sense surrounds me. But in here, we all have that gut feeling. We all have that, oh, feeling. Absolutely. So we can all enjoy spidey sense. Oh, see, now I wish I had a spidey mask. I'd have actually put the spidey mask on. I really would have. I think I'm going to have one of those stickers, Anna. By the way, they are LED, if anyone's worried, she will set herself on fire. Yeah, these are LEDs. I wouldn't have live flames because I've got 2 cats. The house would be on fire. And no, these are all LEDs. Look into the crystal tigerite. It's a mix of tiger's eye, hematite, and red jasper. It's connected to the first 3 chakras. It came to mind for you. Thank you, Phoenix Rose. Now, this is why I say to people in the channel, please contribute. This is an interactive chat, because as much as I know tarot and all the other things, there are so many of you in here who are heavily into crystals and so many other things that know more knowledge. So thank you, Phoenix Rose. I really appreciate that, because I enjoy people contributing to what we're doing. It's helpful to everybody. This this is a free flow of information. This is where we all learn. So I have learnt something. Thank you, Crystal Tiger Aunt. I will put that on my list and learn more about it. So please don't ever think that you need to say, oh, I know that, I want to say it. Say it. Please do. That's exactly what I want. That's exactly what I want. And when we get the Discord set up with strings, I'd like you to, you know, those of you that have all the permissions to, and all you could do is ask the mod. But if they're links to crystals or something else that we can all learn from, that's great, because I'm here to learn as well. Okay? So please, please, please do that, because I appreciate it. We all appreciate it, and we all learn from each other, and that's what we're all here for. It's in have entertainment, have some fun, interact, have readings, but we're all learning at the same time. And if I've learned a new fact today, and I have, thanks to Phoenix Rose, then I'm happy. Makes me happy. Thank you. Really appreciate it. So the strength, you have the inner strength. You have that. And thanks to Phoenix Rose, the crystal tiger iron. A really great crystal. And this is why I love the community that we're making, because everybody can bring their skills and expertise and their knowledge and their ideas to the table. And like Nali did, asking me to do a dream interpretation, never done it before, and it worked out really well. And I'm not opposed to trying something different, because you don't know until you stretch yourself and learn and do something different. And you know, they say, feel the fear and do it anyway. That's what we do in here. Lan Lan, look. You have the Four of Wands, the Gate card, the two portals of 1111 going through the portal, the crows here, a wonderful relationship, new beginnings, starting a new life. That's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. There is a home and stability, friendships, companionships, relationships, new beginnings. Going through that portal, I love it. I know you were really worried, and I know you kind of said there's so much going on and you're kind of not worried, but it is beautiful for him, Lan Lan. HT, it's absolutely gorgeous. The fountain of water is like ever giving life, because we need that, and it's that ever flowing of love and emotions. And even though it's the wands with that in there, it's almost that feeling of flow and balance. It's absolutely beautiful. So that is just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So you're going to have the financial success. You're certainly going to have the beautiful whole new future. You have the strength, and at the moment you're at the beginning and you're climbing the ladder. But once you've climbed that ladder, utilized all your inner strength, you're going to go through that beautiful portal, and you're going to end up as the King of Pentacles. So don't feel overwhelmed when all these messages start coming through, because this is the trigger, this is the catalyst for you to realize. And look, underneath that was a page. There's more messages coming through. So realize that the messages aren't here to overwhelm you. They're actually here to give you guidance, give you direction, and let you realize that if those... Thank you for the reading. It fills me with relief. I love you and aspire you so very much. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I love what I do, and I love sharing what I do. And... oh, this one. It's really lovely to be able to give someone the insight and to allow them to have that sense of relief, because we've got some things coming up. So, thank you. I think actually you're not quite next. I have Nali next. It's Nali and then it's you, Anonymous. Like, you aren't yet, you're nearly there. It was Nali next. And If anyone's not sure what the first is in front of Nali's name and you see it on there, it's because Nali is one of our founders. We have 10 founders in the channel and Nali is one of our founders, as is Analog Gaming. So you're very close. Is it still open, the queue? Yes, it is. The queue's still open. Yeah. The queue's definitely open. Becoming a founder isn't. I only had 10 founders, and they were taken up very quickly. But you've entered the queue. Yep. So Nali, it's up to you to pick a deck. Whoops. Bats are flying everywhere. Oh, you guys can call me Heather. Thank you, Heather. Thank you very much, Heather. Appreciate that. So, Nali, Tarot Apocalypsis, Wizard Tarot, Dreams of Gaia, the Love Stone deck, please. The Wizard Tarot. I know when I first put these stones out, I thought, is this a silly idea? But everybody loves the stones on the decks. But I only have 6 of them. So we put that up there. Do you want the pentacle left on? Is it a love reading? Because this is more for finances and resources, but we can leave it there if you just like all the elements and the pentacle there, or I can take it off. So if you say pentacle left on, yes. I like the pentacle. You can take it off for this reading. That's fine. So, do you want a general reading or do you want a specific question answered? And I know I've got 2 more decks to add to this for Halloween, but I can't decide if you have a question, if you'd like to put the question out. I don't think I can actually take off any of these decks. I'm loving them all, so I might just actually have to add 2 extra decks. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it, but we might just have to add more decks. I might have to triple deck them up here or something, I'm not quite sure. If you can put your question in chat, Nali. I would like to know if there's a new romantic relationship on the horizon for me. Fair enough. So as we want to make this positive and a question that is allowing you to engage with this, we are going to say, what can Nali do to bring a new romantic relationship into his life? What does Nali have to do to bring a new romantic relationship into his life? So how can we engage these cards to bring a new romantic relationship into your life? The underlying card is the Seven of Wands. It's a little bit of a battle at the moment. That there's a bit of stealth in your thoughts, and it's your thoughts that are taking away the belief that you have everything it takes to have a romantic relationship. So it's starting to realize that you can do that. And I think I might, oh no, I didn't invert the cards, I thought I had. So, this is what you have to start feeling and getting into your mindset, is that you are worthy of having all those 9 cups filled with love and friendship and joy and happiness and tranquility and feeling good. and having someone to share all those wonderful things in your life with. You see this lovely smiling lady holding up a glass. All these beautiful glasses, all these friends that have been around to enjoy. So it's saying, I have a great social life and I have lots of friends around me. When we have lots of friends and we're meeting lots of people, that actually gives us the opportunity to meet someone who might become a good friend, a companion, and that may turn into a romantic relationship. So the first thing you have to do is engage in a positive and open, active social life so that you actually meet someone to have that connection with. Have a friendship, find out what you have in common to actually grow that into a deeper friendship, a romantic relationship. So there could very well be this on the horizon for you. There's no reason why it couldn't. But it all starts. See, we've even done almost the same, and I didn't know that, but can you see how we've actually done the fountain coming up here? So everything leads to this. So this is the pinnacle, this is what we're after. So as we go down, steps might actually give us the idea, and I had no idea it was going to turn out like this, and sometimes that's just how it happens. Intuition. You change it up and you go, it happens for a reason. This is why. This is what we want to get to. This is exactly what you need to keep in mind. That's your key. That's your goal. How we do that, okay, is we have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands, again, we've come through a portal here, so that's going out. The three is looking out globally, out over the ocean. That's opening our horizons. It's exactly doing this. This is inside, this is when we're meeting everybody, but first off, we have to take that first step outside. We have to leave the confines of our home and our rooms. And I know for many people, actually going out, not online, doing dating online, although I know you can meet lots of people that way, but actually going out physically into the wide world and going, I am going to go to places to meet people, I'm going to go and enjoy things I like doing, because then I have a better chance of meeting somebody who has the same interest as me. So if you like going to the ocean and you like sailing, join a sailing club. There'll be like-minded people there. If you like walking along the beach and picking up all the things off the beach, I love the beach. I go to the beach, I sit there and I just go, I just love that. And if someone came up and sat next to me and started talking and saying, don't you just love sitting here quietly, listening to the ocean and feeling the breeze and watching the clouds, I go, absolutely. And you connect with people who are like-minded and feel the same. So this is saying, look wider than you have been, think more globally. And this can mean going online in the fact that it can be going outside where you normally would be. And it might be a long-term relationship, a long-distance relationship. So look out further. Set your sights on that boat and sail. Think of all the places you can go to meet people and do things. And even if at the start you're doing them on your own, if they're things you love and enjoy, you're not wasting your time, you're opening yourself up, you're enjoying life, you're engaging life. And the tarot is helping you to realize that when you broaden your horizons, it's amazing what comes back to you in the riches that comes back. The 2 is setting out the ships, the 3 is waiting for everything to come back. That's what I need to do, engage life. I almost say it every reading, and people must get sick of me saying it, but engage life, not escaping it, is real. Using the tarot to engage life, to use these images and concepts to go, I need to get out and about, I need to engage life. It's lovely having online relationships. I know lots of people have online relationships and they're best friends. I know as a streamer and I use Facebook, and some of my best friends I've actually never physically met. And I actually have three very good friends from Facebook. We actually have our own little mini group called the Tarot Cake Club. And I have 4 people who I met through a huge venture that the tarot professionals did called Arcadia. And the 4 of us got together. And when I started streaming, now I met them 4 years ago online. And when I started streaming and I heard my first stream, 2 of them were together, and the first thing they said was, "Oh my God, we've heard her voice for the first time in 4 years." And one of them said, "She speaks." And they laughed and said, "We haven't had a chance to hear her voice." And that's a different level of connection, to hear someone's voice, like when you call them on the phone, or like now, to actually see someone's face. That connection is very different. But then it goes up a level when you feel and meet them in person, and you can actually hold someone's hand or give them a hug and go, "Wow, I'm actually seeing you in person." That's the difference. And I'm not saying relationships don't start from online. They do. And I know lots of couples who have been online dating, met themselves, then met up, and they've actually got married and had families and are very happy. So, and it's never too late to do that, because I set up my stepfather after my mother died, after he'd been a widow for 10 years, and said to him, "You're going to get out." And I made him join harmony.com, and he actually met a wife who he was with for 12 years, and he was 66. So it's never too late. We have here the Knight of Swords. This is action, this is movement, but it's in your thoughts. So everything starts by our thought process. If we don't think it, we don't do it. And it's like that saying, if you think it, you can believe it, you can take action, you can do it. Think the good thoughts, because they become things. The universe of life. If I think it, I think myself out of it. This is where the Knight of Swords is different. That thinking yourself out of it, that's the 9 of Swords. That's where in your head it goes over and over and over again, and you talk yourself out of it. Well, you've now progressed from that. You have the Knight. The Knight here, see, he's up in the air. Can you see this? He's the thought. He's up in the air. See the clouds here? He's up there. He has his wings, and he's saying, you have to think, get above it all, get out of yourself. So he's up here, and he's saying, this one here is the action. So this is the thought preceding the action. Here's the thought. I will get out of the house. I will go out. It doesn't have to be to the ocean. You might prefer to go to the mountains or a lake, or just walking along a stretch of grass, go to the park. But it's getting out. And he's saying, once I do that, I can get out, and that's the action. That's the thought that precedes the action. This is the action. Yeah, and Heather tells you, feel that way sometimes. And Heather is happily married and has children. It doesn't matter what age or what life situation you're living in. It doesn't stop us having that feeling of it's hard getting outside. We have the Ace of Cups. When you have that connection, it's in our very gene to connect with others, so that when we feel lonely, it's best to reach out. Hello, Kayanji, how are you hosting me? Thank you so much. Lovely to see you, my dear girl. Hello, my love. Kitty is one of my adopted children. I adopt children. Not literally, but figuratively, but I do them adoption certificates, and she's one of the Mama-log family, so she's sister-log. So, because I'm Mama-log, and I adopt my children. You have the Ace of Cups. And can you see this action? We put that out, and what has come back? We've had this thought, we've got out and about. Ooh, and he's flying. See? He is flying, literally flying. He wants you to get out. We've put that into action. We've taken the thought, we've put the action in, and what's come back? the Ace of Cups, the Holy Grail, a new relationship. So the romantic relationship is on the horizon for you. Literally on the horizon. The thought is, get out. Look at the horizon. You use the word horizon. Can you see that picture? Horizon. You wanted to know if it's in the horizon? The cards answered you literally. Love is on the horizon. You said to know. I would like to know if there is a new romantic relationship on the horizon for me. When you fly above and spread your wings, I shouldn't giggle, but often the hunt for a decent relationship seems like trying to find the Holy Grail. It's absolutely the Holy Grail. It is the funniest thing in the world, Anna, that finding the right relationship is it is like going on a quest to find the Holy Grail and going through the ups and downs. And anybody who's had any sort of relationship will tell you, some of them stink and they're not the Holy Grail. They are the stinkingest cup of emotions in the world, and you ditch them. They're the ones that, and you see the 3, 4, and 5 of cups, and they're the ones on the ground. They were the Holy Grail that didn't count. They were the fake Grail. So, we have done the flying. We have got our feet on the ground, in the horizon. And you asked, is love on the horizon? See that horizon? Yes. How much more literal do you want the cards to be? Is love on the horizon? Love is on the horizon, the very next card. Can the tarot cards engage life more than that? Is that not an absolute... It is. That is absolutely it. You have love on the horizon, and that's exactly what you said to me. Is there a loving relationship on the horizon? I don't know if someone can clip this, but love is on the horizon finale. And I do mean literally. Analog Girl, my husband came out of left field when I least expected it. At the absolute worst time. I thought I'm never going to find real love, and bam. Isn't that the way? When we kind of give up that searching, and we go, I want a relationship, I want a lover, I want a husband, I want a partner, I want a life partner. I don't care whether you're straight, bi, gay, fluid, transgender, whatever. Every single person on the planet wants to connect with somebody. We all do. And when you kind of put that out there and then you kind of let it go, then all of a sudden, like you, Heather, out of left field, it says, well, about time you put it out there, but you didn't actually give me a chance to do anything. You went hunting on your own and you didn't let the universe actually come in and give you what you put out on your cosmic order. And you look back and you go, oh, done now, no more. And then all of a sudden, that knock, and someone steals your heart. And it comes, as you say, out of left field, and it happens. Well, I don't know what the other cards can say, but I'm pretty excited for you, Lon Lon. I reckon you've got this. Whoa, gnarly. This is brilliant. And yeah, Lon Lon, he got the Ace of Cups in a reading. It doesn't get much better, does it? For those that read tarot, yeah, gnarly. Lon Lon got it. You got the Ace of Cups in a love reading. That's it. That is the Holy Grail. Literally the Holy Grail of love. 5 of Cups. See this? This is what Heather was saying. All the bad ones, you kind of get to that point where, and as Anna said, hunting for a decent is like trying to find the Holy Grail. Well, she picked it. See all those at the bottom? That's all the broken relationships, and that's often what stops us from going forward and finding the real one. But you have to kind of get the wheat from the chaff. You have to go through those relationships to find out what it is you don't want in a relationship, to realize what you do want. Because sometimes we're not sure. We think we know what we want until we've been with someone and go, actually, no, I really don't want that. That doesn't work for me. I thought I wanted that, but I didn't. So if there's some hiccups along the way, that's normal. and they're teaching you what it is you do want from life. So when this one comes along, you know it and you go, this is the one. Because searching for the Holy Grail, it's not like going down to the 5-minute shops down the road. It's not, I've been there, done that, big that tick. It is a quest. It is hard work to find that one person, even when they're coming through from the universe, because they're on the same quest, and you both have to go through your journey to figure out what it is you take into a relationship and what it is you leave behind. And some of us take more time to do that than others. But you had the Knight of Swords that told you to start the idea. We're finishing off with the Knight of Cups. You're still the Knight, taking action, learning. You're not the King of Cups yet. You haven't mastered it. You have to go through this one. But the Knight is telling you, once you've taken flight and you start going out, things will come to you, relationships will come to you. And this is where you're learning about love. This is where you're finding the good and the bad. This is where you will have some things, and from each one of those cups down there, friendships, relationships, you will learn. There will be some hurt in there, but love doesn't come without having some pain beforehand. Because the greater we love, sometimes the greater the pain. But when we get over it and we realize that every time we open our heart, we learn something more. It's like the duality of life. We appreciate the sunshine, but we appreciate the sunshine when we've had a sleep in the dark, and that tells us it's a new day dawning. Hello, Angie. It's exactly the same thing. Sometimes there is a black heart, and sometimes that heart hurts. But we go through that, because when we do, and we understand, that's when we find the Holy Grail. And that leads to that. So, of those others, there might be some fights and disagreements. But you know what? That's part of life, and that's how we learn. And sometimes love isn't. What's that song that immediately came to my head? Love is a battlefield. I have no idea who sang it. Someone in chat will tell me. But I know love is a battlefield. And at times, that's what it feels like, exactly as Anna said. It's like finding the Holy Grail. But when you do, it is worth it. Pat Benatar, thank you very much. I had the song and I had the voice, but I'm terrible. I never remember who sings them. But thank you, Phoenix Rose. So, yeah. But you get out of that mindset and you start realizing that love actually is the Holy Grail. You were singing it in your head. I know. See, we're all on the same. Honestly, love makes you feel and think in ways you wouldn't normally. So yes, love is war. That's why we have Mars and Venus. It is the duality of life. Fights and disagreements happen even in the best of relationships. It's about learning how to communicate and working through those hard times that make relationships stronger and better and make us better people. Hallelujah, girl. Absolutely. Loveline, it's so true. And this is why I love this chat, because you all understand and you have real life experiences to pass on to the others who are in here, because love relationships, we've all been through them. Good, bad, or indifferent. So I can't take out the wizard deck, Layla. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves it. I think I'm just going to have to add extra decks. It's going to be hard. Q. Yeah, I know. I can't take it out. I can't take it out. You're right. Anonymous is next. please use the eldest deck. No pentagrams, only black tourmaline. Thank you. The eldest deck. So I'm not quite sure which one you mean is the eldest deck. I think, do you mean the next one to it? Oh, do you mean the Dreams of Gaia? Yes, the Dreams of Gaia. And you want the black tourmaline? That's correct. We lived together for 3 years and together for 2 and we never fought. That's brilliant. My boyfriend and I made it a point to discuss that we don't like fighting and refuse to, so we just take our moments and we need to collect and talk about it later. Trying to be open to each other and let each other speak without being ridiculed is very much so. That is awesome. I know a couple who, and I know like the advice the generation of my mother used to give was don't go to bed on a fight. But I have friends who took that one further and they had the fight stick. And they went to a market and they bought the oldest, gnarliest piece of wood they could find and they called it the fight stick. And when one of them thought that they had a real disagreement, they would just pick up the fight stick and they would put it on the coffee table. And that meant I'm really in a bad mood, I have something to say, but if I say it now, I'm going to talk from anger, but you just know that I need some space. And when I'm ready to talk, they put it, if you imagine, this is the fight stick, they put it that way on the table so it was horizontal, and then when they were ready to talk, they put it that way as if to say, I'm opening the lines of communication this way, I'm blocked, I can't talk. And they put it the other way and they made it that it was now, so it was that on the table and it was, I'm blocked. And that, I'm open to talk. I now have a direct line of communication to you because I've now opened myself up, I can talk. But I have something on my mind, yeah. So, what are your abilities? The best way to do it, absolutely. Yeah, this is one of my bones, but the stick, yeah, they went out together and they picked one that they both thought looked ugly and gnarly because I said that's how they would feel when they wanted to fight. Should be a TV show. Techno, by the way, is hello Techno, how are you? It's, oh, my message got auto-modded. Oh, I didn't know about that. I'm not quite sure. I don't know about auto-mod stuff. Also, I don't want to be or sound like a smartass, but I will say this to new people who ask the tarot things. It's important, therefore you'll get a very vague question because will I find love is very broad. If you want to know will I find love in the near future, the tarot will show exactly. I'm setting this as an example. Oh, there's the essay, yeah. It holds for me to say yes or no to. Smartass, oh, that's what it was. No, approved or denied. That's absolutely, and I say exactly the same thing, Lun, is that I will rephrase a question, say to people, I don't talk in the never never, and if I can't ask the tarot a specific question, yes or no answer is no good. It has to be open, but there has to be something tangible, it has to be concrete. So when an anonymous says, what are my specific abilities? I have no idea what you're talking about. Your specific abilities in what area? I'm not a psychic, so I can't bring in psychic messages for you. I can only read the tarot. So I'm not actually understanding what your question is. What are my specific abilities in relation to what? So I'm not trying to be difficult. I just can't ask the cards a question because I can't actually understand the question myself. So what are your specific abilities in, are you asking me, are you claircognizant or clairvoyant or anything like that? Because brain wants to stay off. Welcome to the channel, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, I'm just trying to ask exactly what it is. Yes, you have many. Then I don't know if you know you have those abilities. I'm not quite sure what you're asking me or the tarot. My ability is to read cards. I'm not psychic, so I'm not quite sure what it is you're asking of me of the question. If you ask me, how do I use my ability? Where will my path take me? It sounds like you need a rest. Yes, she's been fairly busy. Where will my path take me? Are you still talking about your psychic path or your career path, your spiritual path? Yes. Which one? Sorry. Are you talking about your long weeks of driving about to things? Yeah, we've had some really big appointments this week and lots of driving. Because as many of you know, Anna is my carer and I have some serious health issues, and Anna not only drives me because I'm not allowed to drive anymore. This is actually my first real modding job, so I still she runs her own channel and she does a bit of job, but this is her first time modding another channel, so she's doing a great job. So when I have Nali and Lun Lun in here, are also mods of other channels, if they kind of make a quick note or can say something to it in whatever, then that's really great because it gives extra sets of eyes, because I have no idea about modding. I just know that Anna's doing a really great job, but it's her first real job. Psychic. Where will your psychic path take you? If you ever have modding questions, you can DM me, Anna. I've trained mods and modding 40 plus channels. Oh yeah. Okay, thank you very Ian. And Kyanji, yeah, I'm sure Anna would, but can you do a channel on the how to be a mod on D40 channels? My god. Yeah. Smart cookie, kitty. Okay, so Ian, you're asking, where will your psychic path take you? So what I'm going to say, where will it take you, is a very open-ended question, modulus. What I'm going to rephrase it to is, how can Ion use his psychic abilities for their highest purpose? Does that sound okay to you, Ion? Because where will you... Yes, thank you. Okay. And exactly what Lan Lan was saying, you can't ask the tarot, and this is for everybody, especially if someone's new in chat. You can't just say to them, what's in my future? Because the cards will say, well, I could be talking 100 years from now. I don't know. So if you want something more specific, I have to ask in a more specific way. So, Ion, how can he use his psychic abilities for his highest purpose? You're more than welcome. Because I'm not a psychic, I have great respect for those who do have the psychic ability, and I know I've heard others tell me it's a gift and a curse at the same time. So I don't understand being a psychic because I'm not a psychic, but I do understand tarot, and 45 years of experience and knowledge tells me that to ask the question, to give you the answers, because I try to give good clarity and focus on my readings to help you to engage the life. So we need to know how you can engage your psychic abilities for your highest purpose. That's the question that's going to give us an answer. Does that make sense to you? Okay, even though I've shuffled these, they just need a bit more shuffle because 2 or 3 of the cards came out the same. I just need to shuffle them a little bit more. I'm not saying the same cards wouldn't come out, but they came in that order, so I just need to actually give them a little bit more. Because I know they're such a popular deck. And again, I don't know if she's still in chat, but Jen was the lady who I bought these from because I was after these, and she also had the Dragon Fae, and they're both first editions, and I said I've always wanted the die, and she said I have a first edition and I'm not really connecting with it. So I was extraordinarily lucky, thank you Jem, to be able to not only buy a first edition of Gaia, but also of the Oracle of the Dragon Fae. And it's only been out this week, but it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm really lucky because that's a gifted deck. This one and this one have come from people who they didn't connect, but I do. And it's lovely. And that was the first edition that was signed for me. So I'm extraordinarily lucky. It's late for me. Thank you for the reading. Good night, everyone. Nali, you're very welcome. I know you were. It was very late for you. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate you coming in all the different time zones. And I hope the reading really helped. But thank you for coming in. Lots of love to you. I just inverted the deck. No. Okay. Right. Okay, Anonymous. The shadow card at the bottom of the deck, whoa, come back, is integrity. And the question was, how can Anonymous use his psychic abilities to the best possible, highest purpose? The first answer the deck is giving you is to use your integrity when using your psychic abilities. Now, I know in certain communities, psychics are given a bad rap. Integrity is running away. It actually is. It's literally like flip. So it's saying, don't throw away your integrity. Lum Lum, absolutely right. When it goes over there, it's saying, do not throw away your integrity. Stand firm. See that? Integrity stands firm. It is crucial, not only as a psychic reader, but as a tarot reader, and for me, in every walk of life, that we do it with integrity. The woman in this picture is naked, and she's naked for a reason, because when we are stripped bare, we have our integrity left. When we take away all the trappings and all the layers, all we have left to stand in is our integrity. Regardless of what everything else they take away from us, they cannot take away our integrity. I'm not understanding your statement. She's saying the card, it absolutely flipped. She was saying integrity is running away. She was making a comment on the fact that the card flicked away. That's what she was saying. So, understood. So the first thing is, whenever you work with your psychic abilities, to talk to people, to however you use them, because I'm not sure how you use your abilities, whether you use them as a tarot reader or you work on a psychic line, or how you use your psychic abilities in everyday life, or if it's your work. However you use your psychic abilities and living your life, integrity should be the cornerstone. She just met the card, it flipped away. Yeah. So does that statement make sense to you, Anonymous? That integrity is the foundation you have to build on when you're using your psychic ability? The first card in the reading, that was the shadow card. Integrity makes very much sense. I'm glad, because as I said, I know in some quarters on social media and in other areas of life, being a psychic can be a curse for some people and a gift for others, but there are lots of people who misuse the gift of being a psychic, and psychics who have integrity are often tarred with the same brush. And so you've got to stand in that integrity even more so if you are a psychic. Okay? It's very important. Your integrity is integral to what you do for your highest purpose when using that gift. We have card 12. This is the emotion of water, and it is the counselor. And it's quite incredible that opposite, because the counselor is actually the person who advises. Hello, Evelatixa, how are you? If you put I join, you'll go into the queue, sweetheart. We put join because sometimes people have a problem with queue, and if they shortened it, it wouldn't go in. Lovely to see you in here. So, the counselor actually advises the king of water. So these are both emotions, and as we're talking about your psychic ability, the emotions of water, like empaths and psychics, you are using your emotions at a very heightened state. You are bringing that energy in as a psychic. People are relying on you as a psychic to ease them and help them with their emotions. Yeah. Avalatixa is one of our incredible people who in Twitch actually also is a member of the Twitch bar and a founder, if I'm correct. She was last streaming Shadow of the Tomb Raider, so please go and check her out. She's absolutely an incredible lady and we love her. And if you happen to be an affiliate, go check out the Twitch bar, because that's a social community. No likes, no follows, no talking about streaming, just a great place to hang out and socialize with other people. So Avalatixa, lovely to see you here. Can't wait to read for you. So Anonymous, the counselor and the king of water. Coming off the back of integrity, the counselor is saying when you are using your gift as a psychic and you are helping people, you are counseling them in a very real sense. They are coming to you with their problems. Often emotions are high and they are weak and vulnerable. And you are there in a counseling role because that's how they see the information you're giving them. You're there as an advisor to the king, and that is the highest of mastery of emotions. She is amazing. I followed Avalatixa on Twitch for a while before I found her on Twitch. Yeah. I'm going to say, Anna, get your mum set up. I'm actually on the bar, but I have to change my name because it went through as my old one before I became Mummalog and Tara DNA. It went through as my real name, Vera Susan, so we've got to swap it over. So I'm actually in the bar. I just have to change my name. I'll buy you a drink. So Anonymous, this is saying, please, when you're giving your help as a psychic, you're counseling, and you're counseling people who at that time are trying to master their emotions, and they're coming to you to help them do that. You'll drink for us, thanks Sampai. So with the integrity, these cards, this is the foundation. You have to have the integrity. You have to be able to be that counselor, but you have to ensure that what you're doing is being aware of their emotions. Does all that make sense? "22 days to go." That's a master number. That's the master of the builder. We'll get you building that baby and get that baby out. Hope we're trying to give you ice chips and you'll be asking for Tito's in it. Yes, this makes sense. I'm really pleased. Because the next card we have is a 3. And this is the card of building. The number 3 is building. It's increasing your skill set. It's having people come to you asking. And you can see here the knowledge. People are coming to you for your help because as a psychic, they know you can give them that knowledge. But this is also you increasing your knowledge and your understanding of your gifts of being a psychic and how to use them responsibly with integrity and learning how to control them and to use them in the right way. This is the 3 of air. This is our mindset. This is thinking. This is using our head. So this is using your brain to learn. This is using your reasoning of communication and focus and clarity to make sure that you actually do the right thing. Okay? You have here 11, the masculine, feminine in fire. This is saying that fire is a duality. We have the masculine and feminine of the fire sign because fire, as the masculine, is the destructor. It's the destroyer. Fire can raise everything to the ground. In the feminine, fire can build and regenerate. Once we've had a bushfire here in Australia, it allows the seed bank to grow. The smoke actually helps the seed pods of acacias open up. So when we have fire, we have smoke, we have flames. One can be destructive, the other can actually be a growth. When we raise something to the ground and we have nothing, we can rebuild. The fire energy of ambition, drive, purpose. We have the duality all that time. You have the duality of nature as a psychic, of being able to actually destroy or to build. So making sure that you use the fire in the correct way. These cards have made excellent sense. As I said to you, if we don't ask the right question, the cards can't give you the right answer. But all of this comes back to the integrity, and this especially so, because if you're not using your integrity, you can actually destroy the person with what you're saying as a psychic. The counsel you can give, if you're not using the emotions and the feminine correctly, and realizing that they may not have mastery, but you are supposed to at this time, and realizing that you have to build on your knowledge base. Even as a psychic, things are coming through. Be right back, so I'm to PC. That's okay, Angie. You also have to know what you're doing. You're giving learning and knowledge to those who are asking you questions, but you have to come from a place of knowledge and learning yourself. I give a lot of readings, but I have been learning tarot cards and associated divination methods for 45 years. It comes from a long line of learning, knowledge, experience to do what I do. So I can, as they say, sling 8 cards on the table and I can give you a clear, concise reading. But I've been doing it for a long time. And I still learn and I still take courses. Because for me, integrity in what I do is paramount. Excuse me. This card was upside down. This is the 11. This is the emotional and intellect, and this is the sign also of water. We have you see here we had the counselor, counselor is advising here. This one is advising the counselor. The emotional and the intellect. It's the duality, even though it is a water sign, it is the duality, emotions, the heart, the mind, the intellect, the head. As a psychic, you are tapping into your emotions and your intellect. The information you're giving to the other person is tapping into their heart and their intellect, their emotions and their mind. Mind, heart, the duality. As in the masculine and feminine here. The duality is coming up a great deal for you. Thank you. Your wisdom definitely comes through in your reading. I appreciate your knowledge. Thank you. But it is all. Every single one of these cards is about the duality of what you're giving, the knowledge you learn, the knowledge you give. But the key is integrity. In every single thing you do, every word you say, every thought you think, when you are using your psychic abilities for others. Can we ban? Thank you. No, it's not. That's not the type of talk I have in my channel. Thank you very much. No, it just, I don't know where it came, but it came up on here. Thank you very much. You don't see it? I don't know if anybody else sees it. That's okay. If no one else sees it, that's fine. But if they try to, if they come up on the chat bot, well, if someone, automatic, no, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, if AutoMod caught it, that's great. Have to go, be back. Thank you very much. You take care. Good AutoMod, absolutely. And if it had been in chat or a DM, no what? Yeah, because it comes up on here, I wasn't sure. I just want to make sure that it wasn't in the chat for anybody else. And to be quite frank, if anybody wants a picture like that, they have to pay me a whole lot more than 20 quid. I was insulted at the $20. I'm worth way more than that, at least another 5 noughts. Yeah, damn right. Absolutely. If someone wants to pay me for a picture, $20, do you think I am cheap? God, no. And if that had been in chat, I would have said, well, you know what? My ankles are amazing. You better pay me. But if you're going to pay me, you're going to have to be right now. Why and dime me? No, I don't mind if you give me the check, but make it with enough noughts to make it worth my while to take my shoe off. If you got a shoe fetish, foot fetish, I don't mind. But God, make it worth my while. $20? Can't even buy a pair of Louboutins with that. What's the point? No, me neither. Me neither. But if you want a picture of my feet, well, I want to be wearing Louboutins and I want to buy them first. So I want the best. I want loads and loads and loads of noughts on the end. Good grief. Some people think I am. Sassy. Yeah, 60, sassy and sassy. But yeah, do you want to see my shoes? I ain't doing nothing without Louboutins on, girl. Absolutely not. I'm so worth a Louboutin. My favourite, Christian Louboutins. Woohoo! Yeah. Oh no, I don't. He actually wanted a picture of them because he couldn't see them. That's the whole point. He didn't get to see them. He wanted a picture. And I'm thinking, $20? Sure, no way. Yeah. Okay. I know. You know, you can either get angry and sad, or you can just laugh it off and go, phew, I'm quite happy to have a laugh on his expense for that one. Anna, who do I have up next? I have Showan on my list, is that correct? I was actually joking. I thought the picture was something else. I should have known.
And then Apple.
Okay. He does really, he's on the internet, the mecha porn. Yeah, his name was Love the Phil, so buy the dignity back. I don't think $20 would be enough to buy that amount of dignity back. Shows, okay, because I've got Showan, then Hot Thomas, Avil's not showing up. I've got Showan.
Put Apple on the end of whoever's on there then.
Okay, right.
I forgot about Heather. I'm sorry, I'm terrible.
No, that's fine. Showan's up next. So it's Showan, then Heather, then Avil. Showan? They can't buy back what doesn't exist. Absolutely. But we have integrity in this channel, but we also have a little bit of fun and a laugh. And, you know, how, dear Lord. Showan, would you like to pick a deck, please? Would you like Tarot Apocalypsis? The Wizard's Tarot? I might just actually put the guy out. He's had a couple of runs, so I'm just going to let it settle down a little bit. Crow Tarot, Oracle of the Dragon Fae, the Zombie, or Tarot Fivoli. Now, no need to link shame, you're just not in his budget. I'm so not in his budget. I'm so out of his class, it's not funny. Honestly, that girl's out of his class. I'm in the stratosphere compared to his class. You gotta have a laugh, Apple, haven't you? You've just gotta have a laugh. You know, there are going to be those that are around and everything else, and you can either get really upset and all thinking about it, or you can just, you know, have a laugh. I prefer to laugh, and you know, hey, give everyone else a laugh too. Sean, what deck would you like, please? We have Apocalypsis with Serenity, Wizards with Love. I'm just keeping the guy I want out for a second. We have the Crow Tarot with Believe, the Dragon Fae, Courage with the Zombies, and Hope for Fivoli Tarot. I'm now more worried about getting a camera because of the hit my self-esteem will take that you get hit on more than I will. Swapping to JC full time. Oh no. And they hit on me because I'm 60 and they think that, you know, I will feel grateful. Unfair advantage, it's just chatting. I don't think they hit. I don't think so. So I think what I'm going to do, yeah, it is the category that tracks the old bulls, I understand. Because I'm not actually getting that Showan's here in chat, if he comes back, we'll do it. So Heather, you're up next. Real guys, people were like, show me that elbow, baby. Well, I don't know. Can you pay me for it? Oh. The deck under the skull, the zombies. Yeah. Gotta have courage. Yes, the zombie tarot. This one was bought specially for Halloween. She's been waiting for it because it was in last stream and nobody was game to have a reading with it. I was so disappointed. So, Heather, you are the first person on live stream actually ever to have a reading with the zombie. It's officially a witch hunt for this troll. We're really lucky we're in season. Absolutely. I was wondering if my relationship with my dad would get any better, or will he forever be there? Well, I'll just ask how you can engage your father to improve the relationship. Because, you know, he might well be that all the time. So that one's come out. That's your father. All right. I think we're done being serious for today. Don't let all the cards be one cards. Right. He was an extra ass today. Okay. Well, we've got the skull here. This is Heather's dad. So we'll see. I actually I had fun giving it a little bit of an extra going over because it looked very plain. So I took to it with makeup and I'm going to do a little bit more. So as we get closer to Halloween, it's going to get a little bit darker because I'm just having a ball. And the rat's just finishing off, you know, clearing everything up for me today. Now, you do realise, as we have now entered, when your mother complains the fake skeleton isn't real enough. You have picked the deck no one else has picked. Yeah. Layla laughed. I got it and I said, that doesn't look real enough. I've got to play with it. I've actually got to fake it up because it's just not good enough. Yeah, I said, look, I've made all this food, all the sutures stand out so much better in the eye sockets and the teeth, and I've just got to work on it more and darken him up a little bit. So, now, everybody in chat, you have to get on. This table is scary. It's going to get scarier as the day goes on and the week goes on to Halloween. But someone has triggered the zombie deck and we are now in the graveyard, and whether you know it or not, we've transported back to 1959 on Highway 195, and the toxic sludge has happened 3 days ago and there are zombies everywhere. We're stuck in the crypt. Can you see the bones? These are our weapons for when they come. And we're scared because the only thing we have left to help us is the zombie tarot to give us the survival tips. And the first thing someone said to me was wear tight clothes and wear black so they can't see you. We're just about to start the zombie reading and we have the first card. The Wilsonburg reference? No. The zombie apocalypse started on Highway 195 when a toxic sludge from a truck went overboard. And within days, people were rising. And the shadow card is judgment. We're all going to be judged because the undead now walk amongst us. Watch out for who's next to you. Please, please remember that this is the rising of the zombie apocalypse. The tarot's helping us, but we have an apocalypse upon us, and the judgment card is coming. Please, please save us. Send out your tweets till the battery runs out. Please, please. But the reading is, Heather, we've started with a wand. It's not a role play. This is a role play, but the reading is real. Because we have our zombie deck. We have the Ace of Wands, which is something, a project that's just starting. And because we're actually talking about a father figure, then we're saying at the moment that there is a barrier. So Heather, things may change, but they're not going to change straight away. Your dad's not going to change in the next week or two. Can you see the hand coming out? The hand is holding the bone. And it's saying, I want to give you the benefit of the doubt. But actually, I don't think there's going to be a change in the situation. I do think in his bones, that's who he is. We then have cups, and it's upside down. We have the Seven of Cups. Now the cups are our skulls, and as you can see, the skulls are with us today. These are all the different emotions we feel and their placement in the brain. There is joy, there is sadness, there is anger, there is happiness. But when this card is upside down, the feelings are lost. They're not there. They're subdued. They're not coming out as they should. He doesn't have the ability to change the way he is. Showing emotions is difficult. It's hard. It's not within his DNA to actually show them the way he'd like to. It's not that he doesn't have them, but he has difficulty showing them. Does that make sense to what you know of your father? He puts on a good act of changing, but he doesn't. This is him trying, and there'll be times when he puts on the good act, and this is when he's got it upright, and he's actually trying to put on the emotions. And he might even turn this around for a short period of time and be able to pick one of them. But he can't consistently control the emotions. But actually from here, it's not his way. And some people have a personality type, short burst for sure, that they can't. The central card is a sword. This is survival. The swords are the machete. They're the sharp chop, but they're two-sided. They can be positive and negative, and quite often some will bring out more of the negativity than the clarity. This is a Nine of Swords. You can see here the nurse is there, but it's paranoia. It's no matter what he says or does, he thinks people are out to get him. People misunderstand him. People miscommunicate with him. They don't realize that his way of saying something, they're not getting that across. He has his head in a vice. He's looking away. The nurse is there to help him, but actually she feels that he doesn't want her help, and he feels she's actually there to hurt him. That's the paranoia, the anxiety, the fear. Oh my God, that's so true. My husband is over here nodding like, yep. I know I'm using a fun deck, and I know I'm making a bit of fun of it, but the reading is real. And even though it's a fun deck, I still understand all the symbolism and everything that comes from this. And as I say, 45 years of reading a lot of different tarot decks and a lot of different symbols. I might have fun, but the reading's serious. I really do know what I'm talking about, and I wouldn't give you a reading where I was not giving you the very of my best. I'm just playing it up a little bit from the deck you picked, and I kind of know you've got that kind of personality that you don't mind that. So you can see here that the only way to deal with that, it is the machete. Because I've been reliably told there is only one way to deal, absolutely go with it, with a zombie. Is on the box. I'll show you our survival. I can't even open the box. This is why we have so many problems with the zombies. We can't even get into the box. But in the box there are bullets. Pictures of bullets and bullets. And they tell me that you can shoot a zombie, but you have to get them in the head. But if you don't and you run out of bullets, then you're done. The swords, the machetes, you don't have to reload them. Vacuum seal defeats humans every time. I'm in the crypt, I'm running out of air, what can I do? I'm running out of strength. But the machete, always use the machetes. But when you have 9 of them, that creates paranoia. Everybody's after you, and you need 9 of them in your head to be able to tell everybody, I don't trust you. And that's what's coming through. It's not that he doesn't want to be open and loving. In his head he is, but he's paranoid that people are going to take advantage and that he doesn't have what it takes to deal with that. This is not your problem. This is your father's condition. It is his way. This is innate within him. Whether it's nurturing, it's circumstance, it's come over time. He is not relating to you as a father figure would with a daughter because he has an inability to do so on a sustained basis. The shorts and fits and starts are because that's all he can manage. When he has those breakthroughs where one of those swords isn't quite so deep in his mind and the thought process, and he has that glint of clarity, that's when those fits and starts will come through, and that's when he will try to be the father you want him to be. He knows what you need. He doesn't know how to give it in a sustained manner. We then have the King of Cups. I was raised by my grandparents. We reconnected with them when I was 16, but it's always up and down. This is what he'd like to be in his head, the King of Cups. He wants to be the captain of the ship. He wants to be there protecting everybody. He wants to, no matter how bad the ocean is, even when the Titanic is going down, he wants to be the captain that keeps everybody safe. He wants to have that control of the water, of the emotions. No matter when you feel that you're drowning, nobody's using a power source. Sorry for any audio bleeding. Yeah, even though we've got everything closed up, it's hard, it's really loud. So he's trying as hard as he can, but he's drowning in his own emotions and he can't understand them, he can't control them. He doesn't know. You don't hear anything. Oh, that's great. It's hard to tell because he opens his garage and it's right onto us when he does it because we're in a set of units. So this is what he wants to be, but even that he knows he can't control. So this is how he comes across. But that's how he'd like to be. That's his dichotomy, is he wants to be the King of Cups. He just doesn't know how. He opens his garage in an apocalypse. He has a death wish. He has power tools. He has a whole garage of power tools, and he's not afraid to use them. And he's 80, and he's ready to go. He's ready to go because his wife wants him to get rid of the power tools, and he wants to use them all. He will use them all to the very death. It will be blood and bones. It will be a power tool apocalypse. Absolutely. Trust me. Fred will do or die when the bombsies come, and he will take out every power tool he has. Someone take his power tools. His wife wants him to give them away and he won't. He's 80. Oh, no, honestly, he is 80 and he's still using all his power tools. I keep waiting for the ambulance to arrive. There will be blood and gore. I'm serious. He is 80 and he is using his power tools daily. Every single day. Till he has to stop and the wife pulls the claw and she goes, "Burr!" She takes it literally, she pulls the blanket and says, "Enough! I've had enough of the tools." She's funny. I love her. Yes. And we want to go, "Fred, stop with the power tools, please." He starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. Honestly, we love him, but I want to break the power tools. He got wiped, he did, every day. It's the only way he stops. She makes him stop for lunch. Oh, no, thank you. We haven't finished. Calm. No power tools here. Just machetes. Power tools run out of power. You can't have power tools in a zombie apocalypse because the power will go out. We have the Fool. Because of all this, sometimes there is judgment, and sometimes it's difficult not being judgmental. It's hard to put that judgment aside because they're a family member and we're not getting what we need to. It's Scorpio season. It's Mercury retrograde. We have to start shedding the things that no longer serve us. And right now, this card, your shadow card, no longer serves you. You have to throw the judgment card away. The cat butt. That must have been Ollie. You have to realize that he really can't give the emotions you want. He tries, but he's not always successful. He has extreme paranoia with his emotions, and those thoughts are in his head. There's nothing anybody's done, but no matter what you do, he takes it the wrong way and he feels. That's his feelings, his emotions, but they're in his head, they're his thoughts. He would like to be the King of Cups, but it's just something he's not able to do. Accept him as he is. Start on a new journey of acceptance and understanding that it's nothing you can do to change him. There is nothing he can do to change him. You can love him the way he is. You can accept that he has lived with this all his life and it's been his journey and a difficult one. He knows he's not giving everything he wants to give, but he doesn't know how. He just does not have it within him. Literally in his bones, his body, his heart, his head, his thought process, everything about him. Every thought synapse in his head is unable to change. It is not something he has control over. The new journey is acceptance, both for you to move on and understand he's never done it to hurt you, he's never done it to slight you, he's never done it because he doesn't love you. He's done it because as the Fool here on this journey, he's walking through as if nothing's wrong. He doesn't know that just here the zombies are coming to get him. He doesn't know here that he's hurting the ones he loves. He doesn't know any different. He can't see that, he can't feel it, he can't connect to that. But it always ends up hurting my feelings somehow, you know. It does. It is not him trying to hurt you. It is him being unaware and unable to connect with your feelings of hurt to what he's feeling. I get that, Heather Thomas. I have a strained relationship with my other. Yeah, Kyanji had a very emotional reading here the other night and understands greatly. It's very hard when you don't connect and have a loving relationship with a parent, and there are more people who don't, who think if they could do something different, if they behave differently, if there was something they could do. We can't. We cannot change the way they are. That's their life journey and their life purpose, to be who they are. Our life purpose is to be us. You have to be you, Heather. This is your journey. This is your way of reawakening. Your dad can't be any different. You can reground. You can realize his negativity is not aimed at you. That's your new journey. You have all the new elements. You have all the elements and spirit with you. Everything. Gives you light. You have all the light shining on you to dissipate the negativity you're feeling. We can't control them, but we control ourselves and our life, and how we let them affect it. We can control how close off or far we are due to their behaviors. Absolutely, Koyanji. Sometimes we have to start that new journey. It shouldn't be complicated, and it shouldn't have to be like that, but sometimes it is. And their journey is hard. It's a hard road. It's not easy for them to feel that way and be that way. But they don't know how to be any different. All we can do is accept them, not judge them, but accept them, and realize that the light we shine, sometimes there'll be a moment, a fragment that we'll get through, and we will have that moment of connection. We adapt and move on. Exactly. We have to realize we can't control anything and accept we should adapt and move on. And that's exactly what we have to do. And Heather, Kitty's saying, if you ever need a friend that can relate, and trust me, after doing the reading for Heather, the two of you have a lot in common that you can both relate to and chat and talk to someone who's going through exactly the same thing as you are with a parent. Maybe for different reasons, but the end result is the same. And I think you could actually help each other a great deal. So the journey for both of you is actually a whole new start. Grounding, forgiveness, protecting yourself, emotionally, physically. I've battled with strained relationship my entire life with my mother, and learning how to heal and handle it has been a journey. It is a journey, and the journey will last a long time, because even when something happens to a parent and we still have those feelings, we still feel that way sometimes. It takes a lot to put that behind us, and it is a long journey, and it can be a hard one, but it's worthwhile taking and having your loved ones go through it with you. Yeah, you asked your husband earlier why he does this, and he probably said, I don't know. Because your dad doesn't even know. There is no reason to it. It just is. There is not a reason. There is not a rationale. It just is. That is who he is. Accept him. Don't judge him. Go on the journey of saying, because that's what he does. Exactly. because that's what he does. That's who he is, and that's what he does. He doesn't do it any differently. That's his way. Whether that came from his upbringing or conditioning or something he went through, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't even know. To teach you how to deal with difficult people. Yeah? And it is a lesson. And that was the other thing I was going to say. And Avalatixa said exactly the right thing. You are learning a great lesson on how to deal with difficult people. And when you have to deal with a difficult parent, it gives you skills that will help you along the way to live and to learn. I had strong negative emotions about my father, but that only harmed me. So remember, if you feel good about yourself and you surrender yourself with people you love and love you, you will get out of this 5 of Cups energy, and instead pondering of what lost you will see, what remains you will love for yourself for it. Exactly, Lun Lun. We may never know for sure. Lots of hurt, lots of internal pain, and sometimes mental illness, and sometimes it gives us mental illness and mental health issues because of a refusal to change, and sometimes a refusal to admit something is wrong. When we admit that they can't change, yeah, he definitely refuses to admit things in our past because he may not even realize and remember them, and to him he will see them differently. So how you will see them is not how he sees them. He will see them differently to you because he's wired differently to you. So what you see as right and wrong, he doesn't. His paranoia doesn't allow him to see that. Your mum as well, exactly. He sees he's given you everything. If he's put a roof over your head and put food on the table, he's done his job. The emotion bit, that's the truth. If I say something, he says it didn't happen that way because he doesn't see it that way. And that happens in life. You have 10 people see a car crash, you ask them, they'll all see it differently. They all remember it a different thing. They see it from a different perspective. His perspective is different to yours. It's not always a geographical perspective. It's in here, the perspective and perception in here. And now, does everybody in chat understand why this is interactive? Because many of you have your own life experience and life stories that when we're doing a reading, connect. I love how you explain things. You quickly became my favourite tarot reader, Tarot Din. Oh, Lan Lan, thank you so much. Your mum doesn't want to hurt people behind you because she calls everyone liars. Exactly. It's taking no responsibility. And Lan Lan, thank you. Memory and perspective is also relative. It is. Memory changes over time. Perspective changes all the time. And that's why this is interactive chat. Because Lun Lun, Heather, Aval, Kyunji, every single one of you, Anna, everyone in this chat has something value to offer to expand the reading, to give it different layers and different meaning and perspective. That is why, even though I read tarot, every single one of you has something valid to offer. And you connect. This is the community. You are the community. What happens in this chat with these readings resonates on so many levels with so many people. So although I read for one, it resonates with the many. And what you say adds to the reading and creates a different level of understanding for everybody in here, and for me too. And that's why I say, whether you're a reader or if you have something to add, then please add it, because every single one of those comments was absolutely on point and true and was valid, and I'm sure made a difference. It is very ironic that the Fool is in a graveyard in this deck just as he begins to live. Perhaps they want to depict the fact that he's saying goodbye to his old self in general, or either way become a zombie and begin anew as a zombie. Or am I just overthinking? No, that's exactly what it's about. For the very reason that when we give up our old life and take a new path, we are literally laying it dead. We are starting anew. We are taking on a new life, a new role. The Fool's journey is, although he's had all the experiences behind him, he is starting anew. And in the graveyard with the zombie deck, there is a very good chance he is going to become a zombie, an undead, and his life will change. He won't be dead, but his life will change. It is like the death cycle. It's like the Scorpio. It is where we change and we go through a different cycle of living. If people aren't willing to help them, it just destroys their brains and functionality. Absolutely. And yes, hence why I brought out the zombie deck and the graveyard, because I knew the images that were in here. And also that the eye is here because we actually have a different perspective. Because if we need to change our perspective, we put the eye somewhere else. And we see from a different way. And he doesn't like that perspective, so we've got to put him somewhere else. Because now he's blind. He's totally blind. But that's the point. The eye's there because we all shape our perceptions and our experiences. We absolutely are. And as our experience changes, so does our perception and our instinct and our reasoning. Everything. And again, I ask for those of you that have, I thought you'd take the eye so the cats would get it. But I like this way of viewing the eye. Get it, viewing the eye. I like that. Oh, Anna, who is queen of the puns. Lunla, oh, we so need a pun meter. That was the best. I like that one. Yeah, I know. I actually taped it so the cats wouldn't get it. You're right. That was one of the reasons. But I also like the idea of changing the perspective and that the eye can change and be wherever we need it to be. Because sometimes we totally need a change of perspective. It was good. It was very good. Anna is the queen of puns, and that was very good. Abel is up next. So for those of you that have had readings, please, if you found the reading resonated and was good for you, if you can follow, that would be great. 2, press the notifications so that you know when I'm live. 3, go down to Twitter and follow me on Twitter so you know I give out the Twitter feeds of making sure that you know I'm live and when. But if you go to my website, it will give you my vera@tarotdna.com email. And if you would write a review on the reading, it will go on the website, and hopefully we'll put a panel up underneath with some of the reviews for the readings here. I would really appreciate that because I'm building up the website and the channel and reviews of the readings because that's what I do. Now you go and dry your hair real fast. Be right back. Whatever deck you're drawn to, and I will have this baby as soon as I'm hoping, 8/8, ahead of my due date. Whatever deck you're drawn to. Okay. Well, thank you again, Heather. I'm off to bed. I have school in the morning. I'll definitely review on your website. Thank you so much. And if you could do a rating out of 5 and whether you'd recommend me, that would be great as well. Good luck with cosmetology. Do you have an exam in the morning, Heather? And if you do, good luck with the exam. Heather is actually going through her finals of cosmetology, and we gave her a great reading. We know she's going to do really, really well. Absolutely not tomorrow. Great. Just school, just not an exam. Terrific. Night, Heather. Take care. Okay. No. No. Baby, baby, baby. I'm using the Wizard Tarot for you. I didn't touch anything. The wizards are about now. And will I have this baby as soon as I'm hoping, ahead of my due date? Magic is in the air. Yeah, it's some of the decks are giving off incredible energy tonight or today. Like this one. Come back. I'm using 2 decks for you because I'm feeling really drawn. The duality of the message. The underlying deck of the Dragon Fae, which are the magic people, is the Sovereign, gentle power. I think this is actually the baby coming through. This woman here has the butterfly of transformation from you becoming a mother and the baby, the two here connected. The Sovereign here is the mother, the protector, the one who guards. I had to clip this before I left because it was cute. Okay. I will have a look at those. This portal here is the home and the hearth. This is you, but this is the baby saying that although you have gentle power, the baby coming through is going to transform you, and there will be a new gentleness about you and your relationship with the baby. It's not quite giving me a timing yet, but it's definitely ready. Definitely ready. The wings are here. It's coming out to here. This is the two, the connection. The shadow card for the wizard is the Tower. This is actually the card of fast shock or something happening quickly. This may very well be that labour comes on quicker than your due date. This could very well be the yes, that you may very well have this baby soon. I hope you have everything prepared. I will give an answer to that. I do it on purpose and I do it gently. It could be so much more. I was going to get something and go, crack that whip. I so wanted to, lol. But, you know, I do have a lady who's very pregnant here and I know she wants to have the baby, but, you know, we might put her in labour today. But this is very much, the Tower is something happening quickly, unexpected, fingers crossed, absolutely. But it's temporary, so this would be going there, it would be over and done with because you would have that baby. So, with these two here, there is a very good chance of you becoming a mother slightly quicker than expected. So make sure you never go anywhere without everything you need in case you go shopping and you go into labour and you don't have to go back home. Have it in the car, have everything ready. Do not leave it to the last moment because when this happens, it's going to happen quick. The Dream Watcher. Bells will ring. Bells ring when sovereigns and royalties have babies. People celebrate. The bells ring. Can you see here? The Dawn Watcher, very early in the morning as dawn breaks and the sun rises and the day changes and the light comes, he rings the bells. The bells will toll for you, my dear, but in the way of celebration. The wings here, taking flight. These leaves, new growth, new birth. We have 3. Coming here, the family. The small ones here, that's how he rings the bells. The bells will ring. The family unit is about to begin. Melusine, love who you are. It's going to happen fast. Reminded of the cabaret. Maybe this time for some reason. Exactly. So the next time we get to Queen, maybe this time I'm going to have a baby. Oh my God. This time, push. I'm going to have the baby now. Sorry about that. Like we're just having a bit of fun. And I will let you all say, I just had a mock baby. Love who you are. It's very hard those last couple of weeks before you have a baby when you feel like a whale and you just want this baby out. First dream, baby done. Shut down. Absolutely. The key to happiness is loving who you are. This baby will change you and Hawk like you can't even imagine. Doesn't matter what anybody tells you is going to happen. You're going to realize it. The moment you give birth to that baby, you lay eyes on that baby and you hold that baby, it changes your life dramatically. Love who you are. There are going to be times you are going to say, am I sure I did the right thing having this baby? Yeah, girl, you can't push it back now. I'm enormous and so done being pregnant. Oh God, I know that feeling. I was 6 months and went, I am so done. I am so done. I was so big because I'm so tiny. I have a picture of me and I'm standing in a doorway. And honestly, I put my hands out like this and my hands are this far apart. That's my belly. I am so big. You can see how much room. I was actually this big, and I could not touch my fingers around my belly. I was 6 months and I went, I can't get any bigger. I have 3 months to go. I am having a whale. And Reese came out at 5 pounds 9 ounces and they went, you've got a small baby. And I went, that's not small. That's enormous. Oh, Anna was bigger. Anna was 7'12". My son was tiny. I was like this and I went, my body can't stretch anymore. Anna was a titan. She was, still is. But in the nicest possible way. She's my strong warrior. So you will change. The key is loving who you are. Even when the baby's throwing up, you go, I love being a mum. I love being a mum. I love being a mum. I hate shitty nappies, but I love being a mum. As a mother, you couldn't get a better card. Apart from one. But this is the Queen of Cups. You are so full of love. This is like the Sovereign here. And Melusina, every single one of them. The Queen of Cups. You are in the ocean. So much love. You're actually sitting on Hawk here. There you go. There's Hawk from Stone. You are controlling everything in the life. The partner, the water, the fish, everything going around. You are in control. You might feel that you're underwater and you're in a sea of emotions, especially after having the baby, that you can't control. But you will actually learn to control them. Enjoy the moments. Especially when the sleepiness comes in, enjoy the moments of when you are just holding that baby and going, I love being a mother. I love this connection. I am in so much joy and bliss at this moment. It is amazing. You are the Queen of Cups, and as you grow into being a full Queen of Cups with bringing up a child, it will change your life in ways that you just go, I am so blessed. Your relationship with your mother is gold, and I'm not complaining. I love my mum so much, and we have a great relationship. I should hug her when she wakes up after this. It is difficult when you don't have a good relationship with your mother, but when you do, it's very different. It's very different. Mothers give unconditional love. Sometimes they can't show it very well, as we know, some mother-daughter relationships or some relationships. Thanks. I mean, she raised me to be this awesome, so it's really all her. No, it's actually a two-way street. I'm blessed with having, I think God's gift to me was Anna. Absolutely. God's gift to me was Anna, and having a daughter that no mother could be more proud of and love anymore. She is my rock. She is my heart space, and I love her to bits. And Avril, when you have your child, you'll feel exactly the same. We have the alchemist. It's so heartwarming. Anna is everything to me. She's not only my daughter, my carer, my best friend. I can talk to Anna about everything and anything. She is amazing, and she gives me incredible advice. She might be my daughter, but I listen to her because her advice is good. It is good. Very good. So when Anna gives you advice on something, listen, because she has a worldwide experience that comes from being an old soul. She knows so much more than a woman her age should, and it comes from the heart. She is incredible. Avril, you have the alchemist, the magician. Oh God, no pressure now. It's what you do naturally. It's what you do naturally. There is no pressure because it's who you are. That's your gift. That's your gift. So the alchemist here is all the tools. This is telling you that as a mother, even though there are times you may doubt yourself, you and Hawk, you have all the tools at your disposal to be a good parent. And this here might also be the doctor getting up all the good potions to help you through the birth. So have that baby calmly, gently. And whether you want the gas and the drugs and everything else to get you through, or whether you're having it like I had to have surgically, whatever happens, go with the flow. Go with the flow. Some women say, I'm not going to have the pain medicine. I'm not going to have that. I'm going to have a natural childbirth. And then halfway through they go, give me the drugs, give me the drugs. And I had a girlfriend of mine who said she was going to have a natural childbirth, a nurse. Her husband was in there and he freaked because she was a flaming 6'1" redhead from a family of 10. And apparently, and it was videoed and I saw the video, she was ready halfway through. Drugs are great, absolutely. She pulled him by the scruff of the throat and she went, you did this to me, I hate you, never come near me again, sex is off the table forever. Threw him away and said, give me all the drugs you can. And it was hilarious. It was hilarious. When we played it back to her, she went, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so bad. And he went, oh no, I told them. She's a redhead, she's got a temper, she's got a mouth on her like you wouldn't believe. And they went, yeah, we know. We nurse with her, we know what she's like. And it was hilarious. She had a lovely baby boy. But trust me, oh, it was, and honestly, I mean, her husband was a big bloke, but she sat up, I said, literally, she laid down there, she said, come here, and she just dragged him. She got him by the scruff of the neck, and she's like, here, and then just like threw him away. And it was very funny. It was very funny. So, yes, the birth can be the start of a great relationship again in you and your husband in a very different way. But, so everything is there for you. All the tools are there. If you're feeling worried, that's normal. But actually, the alchemist is there. The magician is there. You have the wizard tarot. The magic is around you for this birth in every way possible, in the most positive way. The Ten of Swords. When we're talking pregnancy and birth, this is the thoughts. It may feel, and when you go through labour, you are going to feel some of this. Sorry, it does hurt. It won't lie. Well, they tell me it lies. I've had the labour pains, but I didn't deliver. I had cesarean, so yeah, I had the cuts. But this is your thought process. I mean, quite often, the Ten of Swords is our self-talk in how we tell ourselves it's going to be a whole lot worse than it is. Don't let your thought process run away with you and scare you from things before the birth, for during, and after with a new baby. Because there are going to be times when you get down and go, can't cope with this, it's more than I can handle. And every new mother goes through that. There is not one mother, and I bet if there's any in chat will say to you, having doubts about yourself and feeling you've taken on way more than you can handle, even with a partner, is always going to happen. Don't sweat it. You will get over that feeling. The baby will be fine. As long as they're fed and they've got a clean nappy, they cry. They will get over it. They won't remember it. It's okay. All right? So although this seems awful, this is just telling you, you will have some bad thoughts. It's just because that's the hormones in your head settling down. You've just had a baby. Your body, your hormones, your thought processes, your emotions, everything is out of whack. You think it's out of whack when you're pregnant? When you just go through it? It's more so. Because when you've got a baby, it's in here. Right now, it's out here. And it's like, I have to get this ready for bed. I'm trying to have a shower. I'm trying to eat my dinner. Oh God, I want to go to the loo. Put it in a bassinet. It's okay. You can go to the loo. You can have a cup of tea. You can eat. It's amazing what you can do. They're little. It's okay. When they're sleeping, go sleep. When they're crying, where's the partner? It's your baby too. I'm having a break. You take the cry baby. Call up friends, call up family. I've just had a new baby. Do you want to come and cuddle? Yay. And then you say, why would it settle for you? Because they don't have your stress and hormones. Call in the neighbour. Say, I need a cuddle person. Baby's crying. Please, can you cuddle baby for me? So I don't have these bad thoughts in my head that I just want to walk out the door and I want to go and have 10 drinks because that's how I'm feeling. It's okay. Every mother has them. It's so true. Honestly, it's so true. I didn't drink. I've never drank. And I went, God, I wish I had a drink. And vanilla. Okay. This is the naturopath coming out. And this is Auntie Anna. Hello, Kanji. You're back. That's great. We had both my daughter-in-laws have difficulty with their young babies and would often come to us. And Anna was at the stage where she was old enough to hold babies. And they went out for what was supposed to be a very short time. And Anna was spraying the impulse spray with vanilla on. Babies love vanilla because it's also, you were 14. Yeah, 14. It's almost like when you have breast milk, it kind of has that vanilla taste to it. It really does kind of have that vanilla-y thing. Babies love vanilla. You can actually have real vanilla around. Don't put it on their pillow, but have real vanilla around, actually in milk. Drink it yourself. It will calm you down, but vanilla calms babies. People will tell you lavender. Lavender is quite strong. If you're going to have it, put lavender on, essential oil lavender, put it on a hanky, tie the hanky to the doorknob. Do not put it near the cot or the bassinet, it's too strong. The osmosis of the air will bring the lavender smell through, but not to the point that it's too strong for the baby. You can use lavender yourself, but not for 4 days until after you've had your baby. Allow your body to settle. You can use Rescue Remedy in your drinks to help you calm down a great deal. There's lots of things you can do to help yourself. And some of you don't know, I actually trained for 7 years to become a naturopath. And so I do actually speak from someone who actually has a great deal of knowledge of herbs and oils. I was a clinical aromatherapist for many years as well. So this knowledge isn't just hearsay knowledge, I'm actually fully trained in that area in my life. I'm just not working at it now, but I am a trained naturopath. So there are lots of things you can do, Avril, as a new mum. So does that help? Yeah, lavender is very good for calm and sleep. It really is. Rose crystals are very, very good. Rose quartz is very good to have around. And also to use herbal teas. Some people can't drink herbal teas. When I started training as a naturopath, I hated tea. I didn't start drinking tea till I was 45. But herbal teas, and everyone's like, you have to drink them. Yes, that was perfect. I'm so glad. You don't have to drink them. You can actually make a really strong infusion of herbal tea. And then what you do is you put that in your bath water. Because if you then have a bath and you have herbal tea in it, it acts like a huge bath tisane, and you're still getting the effects because you're getting the smell. It's coming through your skin in a way that you can handle. You don't have to drink it. Chamomile is great. I hate chamomile tea. It tastes like dirt. I don't drink dirt. Yeah, hate it. Bleh, bleh, bleh. However, I can't do chamomile. I can have chamomile, honey and lemon, and I have chamomile, honey and lemon, and I add extra honey to it. Earl Grey with lavender is very different. It's the Earl Grey in it. It's the bergamot. But that's how I got to using the different ones, and then I'd have a little sip, and then a little sip. So, excuse me. Everyone is very different, but there are many ways. Whenever the gremlin turns into your bundle of joy, best of luck, and we'll be thinking of you. I know you never know what you're about at the moment, but it's great to see you for a few moments. I love tea though. I love tea now too. And Earl Grey is my favourite. But if you ever need to chat, Avril, we're here. And if you need anything extra natural-wise, have a chat to me. I love honeyville, and that's quite good, but I think I'm supposed to avoid chamomile right now. Yes, you are. The reason you avoid chamomile is because chamomile can actually bring on contractions, which is why they tell you for 2.5, 3 weeks before your birth not to have any over-the-counter remedies and things like that, because many people don't realise that, oh, it's natural, it can't hurt you. Even though it's natural, it has properties in it, and those properties react because your blood level is different, your hormone level is different, your body is getting ready. It has special hormones, LHS and LPS, to actually allow for that pregnancy to happen. And yes, I ran a women's clinic for many years, so people would come in and I'd say, do not take anything. Don't let your best friend say, oh, this is so good for you, you should have this, I had this and I did that. No, don't. Do not listen to anybody who tells you to take things in the next 3 weeks, because you can't have them while you're this close to giving birth. Afterwards, for 3 or 4 days, when everything's settled, then you can. But until then, give yourself time. Oh, she's done it now, long got it. Yeah. No, because what it will do is actually trigger it in the wrong way. Yeah. You know, like going for the ride on the motorbikes and stuff like that, watching scary movies. Yeah. Go for all that. But it's very definitely, we're here for you. Best of luck. Have a rest. Long drives on bumpy roads on the back of a motorbike. It's really good, they tell me. But, you know, baby comes when they come. They know exactly when they want to be here. Predestined. And when you do have the baby, make sure someone takes the time and I'll do you an astrological chart for you. So I can tell you, if you give me the time it was born and where you are. She's 36. All she gets is a slap on the butt, out the door. It's all good to go at this point. Absolutely. Absolutely. But when you do, let me know and I will do you an astrological chart. Because I did one for my daughter-in-law, and she said, I don't think I want to know. I said, well, when you do, when she starts going through things and you want to know, I've got the chart here, and I'll tell you all about your daughters, because I've got their astrological charts. I know exactly what my granddaughters are going to be like. And later on, I've talked about it. Whoops.
You killed him!
I killed the zombie! I got rid of his head! I cut off his head! That's the way to kill him! Yay! I'm victorious in the crypt! Sex, spicy foods, walks. I'm working my way down the list. Yeah, you just keep inserting sex into every second one. Poor Scully. Because you know how it works. That it's like afterwards you go, don't touch me, I'm sore, just brought out a baby. So get him what he can. Here comes the cat going, what was that? Got to end streaming how to bury the body. Oh, and I did it live. Oh, guess what? Oh, well. Oh, God, I've loved today. Is it food? Cat said. If you hear it rolling on the floor, that's because I say, is it a toy? Is it food? What do I do with it? Ooh, I don't know. All I can say is, good luck, Avril. We love you. And I hope we've given you a little bit of a respite, a little bit of fun. But I do hope the reading was helpful. And yeah, I think that baby's going to pop, girl. Definitely. Too good not to clip. Thank you. Yeah, get all my embarrassing moments on Twitch now. I got missed it. I am trying to actually put these on YouTube. They did go on, but they went on to my normal YouTube. So I'm trying to swap them over so they'll actually be on my proper Tarot DNA one, but they went on to my normal one. But they are up because I didn't want to lose them. And I do have to go through and do clips and highlights and stuff because I haven't got that far yet. So, but yeah, so when you guys clip stuff, please do keep clipping and things. Thank you for the reading, love, and yes, I'll be sharing pictures and all that jazz soon. Absolutely. Terrific. You take care. And have some, do a make a mark. Have some time with the baby before you, let everyone know. It's brilliant. They get it too, yeah. Have to call him Kenny now. We go. Oh dear. Oh well, yeah, these things happen. All I can say is on Halloween there is a whole lot more coming through, and I know for America it's like it'll be the couple of days after, but I'll still have the full Halloween set up. I was mobile and clipping, so I didn't see you post it. That's okay. I was trying to edit so it was perfectly clipped beginning to end. Oh, I'm not that clever yet. I'm still learning how to upload them to YouTube, let alone all the editing stuff they've got and things. It's a lot to learn. I'm finding out that there's a lot more to this, but Anna said I was allowed to play around a bit, and what she tells me, create content. I just think it's having a whole load of fun. So if this is what content is in streaming, I'm in for it. I'm loving it. And we're just going to get more. So I know I'm not a gamer and I don't do cosplay, but I can get into this bit so much. And as we're working up to Halloween, loving it. May not happen all the time, but some of the big holidays, absolutely. Don't leave, guys. We're going to raid. Are we? I don't know how to raid. Okay, we're raiding. Yep. Okay. So, guys, all of our viewers, we're apparently going to raid. Oh my God, are we going to see Pawny? Are we going to raid Pawny? I love Pawny. Pawny is my man. Oh, thank you, London. It was a lovely stream. Yes. I don't know if you guys have ever met Pawny. Pawny plays. I know he's a gamer, but he's actually facing his fears today. He's playing a game of underwater. He has a fear of open space, of the ocean and underwater critters. he's got a heart monitor on. So even if you leave after a few minutes, just go in there and give this guy some support, because he is, God, I love him to bits. He's just gorgeous. But to face a fear like that on stream with a heart monitor, absolutely amazing.
That's what I'm looking for. Hopefully this doesn't kick us out. Oh, actually, I can just do it here.
So Anna's taking over. That's the one, I couldn't remember the name. Subnautica.
Yep.
It is Subnautica. So Anna's going to raid, we're raiding Pawnee on Subnautica. I've never done a raid, so that's why Anna's taking over, because I don't know what to do with the buttons bit yet.
Keep filling, you got a couple of seconds at least.
Okay, we've got a couple of seconds. So again, for those of you that haven't already, please follow. Please check out the website Tarot DNA so that you can actually do an email review for me, if you can do that. Love you all. And thank you for everybody coming to channel, for Kyonji, for Aval, for Lanlan, for Nali, everybody who was here and had readings. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I really appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Lanlan. You're very precious to us too. You posted that clip on Twitter of the head falling. Did you get that one on Twitter? Oh, that's going to be hilarious. That's going to be hilarious. Let everybody try it, because, you know, I'm quite happy to make fun of myself and laugh at myself. And when other people do it, that's just even more hilarious when it's something like that. Because that just... Did I have a great look on my face when it went? Because I had no idea what went. Then I realised it was a skull. So, yeah, I did kill the zombies.
I heard it and I was trying to figure out what it was, and then I saw it.
Thank you, kitty. So I did totally kill the zombies with my bare hands. That's tough. You saw the terror in your face because you thought it was a deck. I know. But see, all my good decks are on that side. It was like, oh no, my decks. You know, I could have had zombies spreading all over the world, and just, I could have totally infected the world with zombies. You know that, if that zombie deck had gone flying. Could have been.
We're ready to go raid Pawnee whenever you...
Okay.
We just did.
We just raided Pawnee.
If you wait too long, auto raids. There you go.
Now hosting Pawnee Plays. Will I see Pawnee up here?
Yes.
You
Either
sure?
raid, so we'll send them to their channel.
Double raid. Hang on.
And now you can hit end stream.
Can I hit end stream? Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know where the thing is gone. End stream.
Yeah.
Yay.
And now turn it on, because you'll probably...